Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope we're seeing some people coming over from Savon's stream there. I don't want to interrupt anything there. I see Crypto Beast in the chat, and I see a couple others there. Welcome to the stream. Nice Saturday. Great to have you guys. Looking forward to today's stream. There's a lot happening. We got a special guest coming on. We got Tyler coming up, and we're going to be auctioning off the 2 keychains. If you weren't in Gambling Savant's live stream there, you'll be in for a little bit of a surprise there, because Tboone or Tyler there actually showcased a little bit there to kind of give everyone an idea. But the ones that he showed will actually be auctioned here in this stream. So yeah, what more is to say? We got a great show lined up, if I don't mean to toot my own horn there, but yeah, we got a couple keychains to auction. We got a live or a special guest coming on, and afterwards we can continue on the conversation, talk about CAC, what's going on, what's good, and what's happening. So yes, Crypto Beast, it is a beautiful day. Yeah, dude, like so excited, so pumped, like man, so much going on. I've actually got a couple plans. Hopefully tomorrow. Girlfriend actually is working tomorrow, which is why I end up doing the live streams there here on Saturday. But so tomorrow I'm actually going to be potentially electrocuting myself as I go and hook up some LEDs inside my car. So we'll see how well that goes. Although I hear if you disconnect the power to the battery, it should be good. We'll find out. Hey, Calculon. Hey, Bosbay. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And yes, Crypto Beast auction. I'm excited because I actually put together a little bit of a mock-up. I know those that were in Gambling Savant stream got a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's going to be auctioned here. So yeah, looking forward to what's going on. So yeah, just waiting for a few more people to trickle in here before I start announcing our special guest here, because I think you all are going to be pleasantly surprised. So yeah. Anyways, hope you all are having a great Saturday. But yeah. Let's see here, we got a few people starting to trickle in. Alrighty. So yeah, anyways, hoping to get a few more people in here before we drop the bombshell, but hey, that's all good. Let me just pop up over into Discord here. Hey y'all, I'm officially live. Feel free to join. Special guest announced momentarily, and live auctions taking place. There we go. Sorry, I just popped that up in Discord there. And Jason, I do believe, aka Redinjas, has joined us. Sweating over crypto and it's getting real. Yeah, I hear you, bud. I hear you. Markets are moving and it's exciting to see. Like, as I said, like I'm still like all in on CSE. So like I'm watching the markets and I'm like, man, maybe I should. Oh yeah. Yeah, Darth Maul's double saber there. But yeah, no, I'm seeing markets moving and I'm thinking, man, maybe I pulled the trigger a little early, but hey, you know what? Risk versus reward. I'm taking the risk and we'll see if the reward pays off. You know, I don't know. I don't. Let's do the auction already. Yeah, definitely. We'll be getting there. We'll be getting there. And we have Basitry joining us too. Hey buddy, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I know you're still waiting on them that Tangent video there. I hope to be getting to it this weekend here. Hey, Cat Crypto Boy, welcome to the stream. Okay, so we do have people dropping in. Looks like we're yeah, we're starting to fire up. We got an announcement put out in Discord. Hopefully people are joining here too. And yeah, so welcome to the stream. Today's Saturday. Hope you're all having an amazing Saturday. Massive droption. When drywall. I'll tell you, when drywall, when moon. When we moon, I will own my own house, and then I won't have to worry about what drywall because I will have a finished basement. And if not, I will finish it myself. Then I will worry about the drywall. Yeah, and so I see Lewis or Luis mentioning here that it seems he's gone all in as well. We got Matsko joining the stream. Tyler's jumped in. All right, so yeah, let's get the show started. I just got to send a invite here because we're going to have Mr. Tyler Tboone joining the stream as well. So I just got to get him the invite link sent here. And then as soon as he's hopped in the stream, I am going to announce our special guest. If you haven't been able to determine who it is by the thumbnail, well, you're in for a treat. So I've got the invite sent to Tyler there. If you want to go and check your Twitter messages there, Tboone. And David Cohen. Oh, okay. Awesome. So we've got a arc plate actually being added into the auction as well. One Vault and one Zum model. So it looks like about $50 value there. So yeah, we can definitely add that into the auction as well. So yeah, this should be interesting. All right. So yeah, Tyler, whenever you're ready, hop into the stream. While we're waiting for Tyler, I'm going to announce our special guest, but actually I'm going to let him do it himself. So everybody, welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm a real person. If you thought I wasn't, this is my first time being on video for CasinoCoin, and yeah, it should be interesting because I'm not really in practice with something like this, but at the same time, I live CasinoCoin and talk about CasinoCoin all day, every day, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah.
And you guys are free to ask me any questions you want. It doesn't mean I can answer them, but I'll do my best. And if I tell you that I can't answer them, then I mean, that's just going to have to be it for now. But I think I can answer most of them and sort of, you know, clear some things up if they need to be or anything like that. So
hey, I think that's commendable and understandable as well. Like, there's like obviously working with CasinoCoin, you got NDAs in place and things that can and cannot be discussed. So, hey, no issue. Exactly as Crypto Beast says there. So, yeah, I see more and more people joining the stream there. And we just got Tyler hopping in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and admit him. And so, yeah, I think the main question everybody's wondering there, Jack, is when moon?
I think the crypto speculators are wondering when moon, and the people who want to gamble are waiting for casinos, and everyone's waiting for exchanges. And obviously that's something we understand, but you can't be super clear about these things because we have our own NDAs, they have their own NDAs, they have to do their own thing where we can't tell you what the exchange is because they don't want any sort of like pre-pump manipulation or anything like that. So, and we don't want that either because we don't want the market to go like this. We want it to be steady, and not everybody, but there are some people who say that it's a stable coin now because it hasn't moved in a week. And it's like, well, that's kind of what we want when it gets to the point where we're actually on a gambling website and somebody puts in money and they win $250,000. Well, what's that going to do to the market right now? It's very obvious that we need liquidity.
Yeah, so, and that's exactly it. And, we're looking for that steady, sustainable growth. And if we've got people coming in, manipulating things, trying to turn it into a pump and dump, well, that doesn't bode well. And it doesn't do anything good for the project. So completely understand.
Yeah, no, and I think it's great to hear that you guys are really going about this in a responsible way, because it just kind of makes me feel a lot more confident about the longevity of the project itself. It's like, if it did just blow up super quick, I mean, it would be pretty exciting, but obviously that's not a sustainable thing. You can't just keep going directly upward forever, it's going to have to correct back down. So it's better to kind of slowly build out that infrastructure, get in with the right people, build the partnerships, do the legwork, and then you have something to stand on as you go forward. And I think that's the best way to do it. And I think it's something, I think it's important for people to maybe consider that, this is a long-term investment. And again, like I'm not, like I said this on Gambling Savants live stream, I'm not an investment advisor, like none of us are, but that's how I'm personally looking at this is a long-term thing. It's going to take some time to build out these partnerships. And once they're there, and once that infrastructure is really kind of solidified, then I fully expect that this thing will really appreciate in value. But I'm not expecting it to happen in September. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just it too. There are things that aren't going away, and one of them being exchanges, two of them being gambling, and the third is the entire ecosystem is not going away. It's as simple as that. We're still, and I say we're still early. I mean, crypto's been around for what, little over 10 years now, but it doesn't really mean anything. We're sort of in like the tech boom era, where it's like all of these cryptos are trying to do things and they might be competing with each other, but the reality is we don't have to compete with anyone right now. Even if they're in the gambling sector, if they do something that we aren't doing, or we do something that they aren't doing, there's always a potential for even partnerships in there. So it's not like we're going to get on here and trash other cryptocurrency tokens. We want the whole cryptocurrency ecosystem as a whole to rise together, because that helps us and it helps everybody else. There's no reason to deny anybody anything.
Yeah.
At the current moment.
Like a rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, no,
now,
that's the best way to look at it, really. We're so early that to have the competitive mindset right now probably isn't the best way to position yourself as a project, because we're still so new and small, and there's so much like blue ocean out there that we can really get to, that why cut down other projects when they're in their nascency as well? It's like we could coexist at least for a while. I mean, at some point maybe you're going to be fighting over the remaining percentage of market share, but like right now it doesn't make much sense, in my opinion, to do that. And so I do agree with that. I think that's probably the best way to go.
I don't know the exact numbers for gambling, but we're working with like a $1 trillion industry. So it's not like there's not room for anybody else. I mean, if you want to make a funny joke about something, there's like 100 different kinds of toilet paper, right? And they all have businesses that are successful, and they're all making money, and they're not really competing with each other because there's enough room for all of that to happen.
There's enough room for everybody to share the pie for sure. But I did see something the other day that was really interesting to me. Atlantic City, they have all these online casinos, and apparently in the month of July, just last month, there was a record number of revenue that came in through online gambling for that particular sector. I think it was like $190 million for the month, and that was just in that small area of all those casinos or whatever that had online casinos to go with along with the business. But anyway, the point is that in July of 2021, it was like the biggest month in recorded history for online gambling. And I just feel like that's kind of a trend that is going to continue. It seems like it's going in that direction. There's going to be a lot more business to be had. And I think that when we introduce this particular project here, that's genuinely solving a lot of issues. It's like it settles super fast. It's reducing costs. It's, reducing friction in all kinds of ways. I just think that that's only going to help the adoption rate. And there's going to be just a tremendous amount of opportunity there. So it's really exciting. It really is.
The cool thing about that too is we're not even really working with the US in particular right now, in the sense that it's not even federally legal. So you can't go to every state and say, we want to do this, and there's no shared liquidity across the board. And so to say that we're in a gambling boom right now without the United States, just wait until
Yeah,
It's federally legal in the United States, and it's just going to explode again. I mean, we were in the middle of the boom. If you guys are familiar with Black Friday, I think it was somewhere around 2010. That killed the poker boom that existed prior to that.
Huh.
And if that comes back, then we're gonna be in a golden spot, basically, because I mean,
Yeah.
the reality of the situation is the US does sort of carry the world in some sort of financial aspect, because the US
Right.
dollar is the Bitcoin of fiat, basically.
That's a good way to
That's
put it.
the easiest way to explain it. So I mean, as of right now, I mean, most cryptocurrencies are still running through Bitcoin. We have a Bitcoin trading pair. Do we necessarily need it? It's hard to say, because it's not really a high liquidity thing, because
Yeah.
it's just easier to onboard yourself with USDT or XRP. So
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it is really exciting, and I think that kind of ties into what's happening right now in the US with XRP. I mean, a lot of people are not even positioning themselves in it, because there's the question of, well, the SEC is suing them, so clearly they're doing something wrong. I mean, I think it's kind of the same type of thing in a way. It's like federally, you can't gamble online in the US, but yet there's still a lot of opportunity, even with that environment. So yeah, it's like, imagine when the lawsuit's over, imagine when gambling is federally legal, if that ever happens. I'm assuming it will. It's just more potential revenue for the government anyway. They could figure out a way to tax it. They're golden. So yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of officials, politicians, et cetera, they're seeing, wow, there's a tremendous amount of potential with this crypto space. We can get a lot of revenue from it. So maybe we should like ease up a little bit. I mean, it seems to me like that's kind of what's happening in very slow motion. I wish they would have done it a long time ago, but here we are. And I think that, we're kind of just seeing the writing on the wall of like, the world is changing. There's a lot of things happening in the background. Let's just position ourselves before it really does take off and position, or, and get adopted. And so that's kind of, I think, where we are today. And we could be seeing that, real internet boom type situation when you have mass adoption of crypto assets, and you start seeing governments, use CBDCs and things like that going forward. It's going to really change everything. DeFi, it's going to change everything. The way that we have our relationships with banks right now, we have bank accounts, things like that. You might not even really need that in the future. And it's like, how are banks going to tie into all this? It's really all up in the air, and there's so many things going on. And it's really exciting. And like, I'm excited for this project. I'm excited for a lot of projects, but like, this one is really cool. I feel like I feel like I'm in this a little bit earlier than I have been on some of the other things I'm invested in right now. So that's kind of exciting for me, because I keep looking back. It's like, man, if I invested in like Cardano at 8 cents or whatever, I'd be at this much right now. Or if I invested in XTC when it was less than a penny or whatever, I feel like, and I might be wrong, but based on what we know from the team, what you guys are doing, where we are, it seems like this is that Cardano at 8 cents opportunity, or what, fill in the blank, XRP below a cent, whatever. And I don't know that for sure, but it seems to me like that's kind of where we are right now. And I'm just really excited for that potential. And, as long as we kind of have that long-term mindset and we're not emotional, I think we're going to be solid.
Exactly.
I mean, we've had several chats over time. I mean, all three of us, but in particular you, Tyler, how long have you been in CasinoCoin?
After the swap.
Okay, so that's cool. And I just want to point out that you guys do something that I love, that is extremely cool, because basically you came here, you found something that you liked, and now you're helping to develop the ecosystem in your own way. And
100%.
now it's spawned into something where you have like affiliates who, so imagine this, like Gambling Savant, for example. Say he gets 1 million followers or 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Now you're already there, and you have potential to make money doing your own thing outside of what we're doing.
Right. Yeah, and like same thing with Codeword. Same thing with DeFi Standard, and same thing with Flare Community. It's really crazy how all that happened in 2 months. It blows my mind. I had no idea something like that would happen. I posted that CasinoCoin keychain as like a, look what I made. This is kind of cool, whatever, and like now here we are. And it's just, we have like a whole catalog of crypto stuff now, and it's becoming more and more of a, meaningful part of the business. Like it's really kind of cool to see it grow. And we're, and I'm sure you guys have seen, like on Twitter, sometimes I'll post non-crypto related products like a meteorite ring or whatever, and just to kind of see what happens. It's like, we also do this, just so y'all know. And, here it is. And people are like, whoa, like, what's the link to it? I want to check it out. And it's like, okay, here it is. Here's the link for it. And so, I think that we're on people's radar right now. Like a lot of people like, and that's kind of also one of the main reasons why I thought that getting into crypto at this stage would be a good idea from a business standpoint, is that, yeah, we're offering $25 keychains starting out. There's other, of course you can get more expensive versions of them, but it's like, they're not super expensive. I mean, they're high quality, but like, they're, a lot of people can afford to spend that kind of money right now, and they are. But the rings, it's like $300. That's a lot. And I get it, it's a lot. But on the flip side, it's like, say, we have this euphoric parabolic bull run at the end of the year, hypothetically, and, people take their profits. It's like, a lot of people are going to have more money than they know what to do with. And they're going to be thinking about, I've been eyeballing this ring for like 5 months. I want to buy it now. And like, and I've heard from at least 7 people, like they've told me either through DMs or in comments, maybe it's even more than that, I don't know, but they have said those words, like, as soon as it hits this dollar amount, I'm cashing out. And one of the first things I'm buying is that ring. So, I mean,
dude, even myself, I'm snagging one as soon as I can. Like, I could buy one now, but I'm like,
yeah, you might as well put it into crypto. Like, why not?
I actually get.
So I get it. Like, and I'm, and we'll be here, waiting for it. And in the meantime, we'll be selling the keychains. No big deal at all. And it's just, and we did have someone buy an XRP ring the other day, and they left a nice review. They really loved it. So that was really cool. It's just been wonderful. So yeah, I'm so excited. And I think that, the sky's the limit with this kind of stuff. Like my dad and I, we keep thinking about other things we can do, and we can prototype things really quick and turn around. So it's like code word, he sent me this design for like this, like he was thinking about, it's like, man, you have these XRP keychains, but you should do one with the Phoenix on it and have the Phoenix with the XRP logo on there and stuff. And so, he sent me up like a mock-up, something he did. He found some Phoenix clip art and kind of put it with the XRP logo and put like a little, keychain banner around it, and was like, can you do this? And I was like, dude, yeah, that's awesome. And so within like an hour, we made one.
Oh, yeah, that's sweet. I like that.
And so that, there it is, and then we also did one where it's like, what if we just took the Phoenix and like left it in there, laser welded it, but it kind of is sitting, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's kind of sticking out a little bit. So it's got like this 3-dimensional effect, and it's a different anodized color than the background. So, it's just, we keep trying new things, and it's just fun, like all this stuff is really exciting. Like we're all in this, we're all in crypto, and it's like, man, like what else can we do? And people just love to see it, even if they're not going to buy it right now. It's like they just like to see it on Twitter, so it's just been fun.
So you work at your dad's business, correct?
Yep.
Is he going to be upset if crypto just takes over the whole business?
I don't know. I mean, I doubt it. And again, like, I don't even think it will. I think in a way it's going to, like it might become the majority, but then there's going to be the people who, were into crypto. They've been seeing Tboone rings from Gambling Savant, from Codeword, from me on Twitter, from other people. And they kind of like look through the catalog, and they see the superconductor rings, they see the meteorite rings, they see the carbon fiber and the wood inlays and all the stuff. And then they like think about, wow, I really want one of those, but like, I can't afford it just right now, but maybe I will. And so I think we're actually going to get business on other parts of like the legacy business, that, only came from crypto people. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see what actually happens, but it seems to me like that's going to be how it plays out.
And that's super cool, though. Like you were talking about earlier, how you promote one thing and it just spawns into other things. And I mean, even our discussion came down to, can you make me a bicycle sprocket? I didn't know you a few months ago. And had I wanted to buy a
Exactly.
bicycle sprocket now, I mean, the likelihood of me finding you is next to nothing, right? So,
Right.
I mean,
The network effect, man.
it really is
Yeah.
the network effect. And
Yeah.
it's really awesome to see, especially with CSC. I think we're building a really strong community where it's
Dude, no
like,
doubt, man. No
and
doubt. And I was mentioning this on Gambling Savant's stream before here, but like I think that it's really the communities that are built around crypto are unlike any other community out there, because when you're invested in a project, you're positioned, right? So you're now vested in that project going forward. You want it to be successful, right?
Mhm.
So then you can, as an individual, like Codeword, like myself, like a lot of the other people in the community, we can each do something that can either spread awareness or, do whatever, like provide something of value that can make the project maybe look a little bit more established, or whatever we can do as an individual. We could do the community giveaways, we could do whatever. And each of those things, I think, will help the project in the long run. And then that will directly benefit us as investors. But you can't do that if you're invested in a company like Tesla, where it's like you have your money there, but that money is kind of invested in the management team of the company. You're just trusting them to make all the right decisions going forward, right?
Mhm.
But with this, it's a little bit different in that what you do matters. And it also is kind of empowering in a way. It's like individuals can make a difference. And we see it happening every day in this community and in other communities. So I just thought that was cool, worth mentioning, because we just had this capability. We have a laser in the back, and it's like, what can we do with this laser that can provide some value that people would appreciate? And here we are. So, and then now we're expanding out as it's bringing in money. It's like, okay, we can maybe offer this, we could do this, we could do this, and people respond well. So it's like, okay, cool. Let's keep going.
And that's pretty close to the take that JC had, because when Flare launched, I was in a bad spot because they wanted to launch now, and I don't really know how their ecosystem works. Like, I'm not a DeFi guy. So there was kind of a discussion, and he was like, well, I can write this for you. And then he did. And then I offered him money because, I mean, he's taking time out of his own hands to do it. And he said no. And he had basically the same take as you. If you're into something like this, then the fact of the matter is we're all early. Everything that I do is nothing compared to everybody who's in this ecosystem doing something, right?
I think, yeah, exactly. And it's so unique. It's such I feel like some people get it, but most people don't, even the ones that are in crypto, which is in of itself a very small portion of the population. And I think as time goes on, and as we get into, say, Flare, when that launches, and we get true DeFi community-led, with a decentralized autonomous organization that's just collecting governance votes and having the community decide the direction of the whole ecosystem, that's going to change the world. It's going to change everything. It's going to change how we think about, money, finance, just like communities, and the power of the individual. It's going to put the power back in the individual's hands. And that's so exciting to me, because we hear all these stories about dystopian future, this and that, all the control. And it's like, I just don't see how this kind of revolution can be contained and controlled. And so it's going to be really kind of cool to ride the wave of it and see where it goes. And it's like, we're invested in multiple things. The future could go in multiple different directions, and we can still benefit from it. But we have the opportunity right now as individuals and as investors to kind of do our part to change the course of the future. And that's so exciting. And I think more people need to understand that and kind of like jump in and just get out of their comfort zone a little bit and do something, try something,
And that's just true. And the thing is that we're all here for the same thing, which as a niche gambling token, we all want to do the same thing. So I think it makes the community bond a lot stronger than it would be whereas if it was something else, if it's like, oh, well, I just want to make money off of this, then the community bond isn't really there, because there's not a utility for it, right? Like, and the fact of the matter is gambling is fun. That's what we want to do. We all want to have fun together. So it's not like we're into some like super intense crypto space we're in something where we're allowed to have fun. And sometimes I say some things where people are like, oh, is this a meme token or whatever? It's like, it's not a meme token, but you know, we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
It's not, we're not here to be like
super
trashing and things like that.
It's, you know, and it's like each community is different. It's like, there were a lot of things that attracted me to Casino Coin. Like I knew about the project for a long time. I forget when I first heard about it, but it was like a couple years back. I thought it was a great idea, but I didn't really get into it because I didn't even know how to like invest in it at the time. I was like, how do you even like, it's not on any exchanges. Like, I don't know what to do. So I just kind of didn't. In hindsight, I wish I did, but after the swap happened, it got on the XRPL because obviously XRP is one of my favorite. Actually, I think it probably is my favorite coin. It's one of the things that really got me into crypto. It was my first investment, believe it or not. I mean, I actually, no, I take that back. Bitcoin was, but it was like 2017 watching the bull run. I threw in like $100 just to see what would happen. That I don't really count that. XRP was my first real conscious decision after doing research. I was like, this is it. This is where I'm going. And then Casino Coin being built on it, I'm like, hell yeah. They're working with the some people. They're working with XRPL Labs or whatever. I mean, and Weetsay is in here trying to like, you know, help you guys out. I was like, this is awesome. And you know, and of course, seeing the updates, seeing the progress, seeing you guys physically move. I mean, that takes some serious dedication to the project. And that shows, you know, it's like, I believe in it, man. And it's really cool to kind of be here early and just watch you guys do your thing and just collect cash. You know? Awesome.
Well, I mean, hopefully that's the case for everyone, but
For
you know,
sure.
there are people that don't like what we're doing, and that's fine. It's just what's weird to me in crypto is if somebody doesn't like what you're doing, I mean, the markets are open 24/7. There, you can do whatever you want, and if you're not happy with the pace, then you can do whatever you want. But the reality of the situation is everything that we're doing right now is out there. People know what we're doing. Our roadmap is not very difficult. It's onboard casinos, onboard exchanges. Once the lobby's done, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Yep. Yeah, it seems to me anyway. I mean,
and that might not sound like a lot because it's only two things, but I mean, how many online casinos are there? How many brick and mortar casinos are there? This is not even the full scope of what the team's going to be. There's going to be sales teams that need to be built and other teams that need to be built. We're really small right now, and that's what I was trying to explain to somebody recently, is that I'm the only marketer. So when I uproot my life and move somewhere else, we're kind of in a position where
really
it has to slow down just a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of the same thing in this business. It's like my dad and me and like one employee and then a couple people in the office. Like, it is small time, man, but we're nimble and we can move, adapt, and adjust, try things, whatever. It's not.
And if somebody came into your business right now, they're like, well, we need you to make 1,000 full-blown bicycles. You're going to be like, you know, that's going to take some time.
Right. But it's like, at the same time, we do have the capacity to do, you know, large runs of keychains and stuff. That's certainly something we can do, but not to kind of diverge too far away from what you were saying earlier. I mean, I think that having the small, you know, group of people at the top of this coin kind of charting the course is great at the beginning. I mean, you are very nimble. You're all like-minded. You know kind of where you need to go. And like when it gets to the point where you need to scale up, hire more people, like there will be a time for that, but that time is not at this second, you know, and we get that, you know. And I think it's important for people to not think that, okay, you know, September, we're going to have like the explosion. It's going to be like, you know, rainbows and butterflies everywhere and we're going to get rich. Like, I'm not personally going, you know, expecting something like that. I think it's going to be, you know, a 3 to 5 year time frame before we even get to that kind of crazy point or whatever. Like, I mean, I think it's going to happen, but you know, you got to build out the infrastructure and you got to build out those partnerships. And I think that, you know, like with casinos and with banks, like with XRP, you know, no one wants to be the first to adopt a brand new technology like this because of all the inherent risks involved. They don't know you guys. They don't know if it's gonna, like, because that's a huge gamble for them. If they, you know, go all in say, okay, yeah, we'll integrate CasinoCoin into our business, and then it ends up being something that doesn't work, and it's like buggy and this and that, they could lose a tremendous amount of respect from their customers. They could lose a ton. I mean, there's a lot of things on the line for a business like that, especially when they're competing with all the other casinos around them. So no one wants to be the first, but man, I tell you what, when you get one casino, especially a pretty substantial one, they're showing all the cost savings that they're having. They're showing how they're reducing friction. They have access to more customers. They've got no chargebacks. There's all these benefits. Then everyone wants to be the second adopter.
Exactly.
And then it's going to snowball from there. And so I really think that, yeah, you got the hard work ahead of you right now of getting those onboarding or getting those casinos onboarded. But, you know, I think that once it starts, man, you won't be able to stop it. Like, it's like you're going to get calls. It's like, hey, how do I integrate this to my business? Like, let's get this going, because I want to jump in. At least that's what I expect. And, you know, I'm excited for that when it comes.
And to swing back to what you just said, it works both ways, right? Like, they don't want to look bad, and we also don't want to look bad. So
Yeah.
when we implement a casino, we want them to also have their own marketing. We have to make sure that they're licensed, and these types
Right.
of things take time. Some of these casinos actually need to ramp up their marketing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because it's going to be online mainly at the beginning, right? You're going to solely work on online portions and not focus so much on the brick and mortar, from what I understand anyway. And that's less, but you know, they're going to have to really advertise that for themselves and say, hey, you know, we have this new capability, and we're integrating this new thing, you know, learn about it here, check it, read about it, see how it could benefit you as our customer. You know, we believe in this project, here's why, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, if they're just doing that in a vacuum, like, no one's going to know. So yeah, I see that.
And I think people need to measure their expectations a little bit when it comes to the brick and mortar, because I had touched on this maybe a couple days ago on Twitter, that it has to be new software, new hardware. You have to deal with the vendors. You have to go through so many things to make it happen, that it's not going to happen overnight. And it's funny, because I think a lot of people are joking when they say things, but the day I got into Vegas, they're like, so is there a blog tomorrow? and this and that. It's like, you know,
Like,
I'm still a real person.
Go to the bathroom first or something.
Right. I mean, there's certain stuff that, you know, I'm a real person. I don't really want to talk about everything that's happening in my life, because it's like, okay, well, guess what? I had a temporary tag on my car, and I had to go get my license plate today.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like,
no one's thinking about that.
Yeah, no one's thinking about that. They're just thinking like, okay, this guy's a robot. And that's kind of why I wanted to get on here too, because I mean, people only see a picture of my face, and I'm more bald now, obviously, but
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, there's no way to even tell that somebody's a real person. I mean, there are things online that you can just generate a face at this point, but
No, that's kind of the harsh reality, the scary reality of the world we're entering into. Is like, if everything's on the internet and online or whatever, it's, you know, how can you know? Deep fakes. I mean, I could be a deep fake, you know, AI right now on this Zoom call. You don't know if I'm actually really here, and that's kind of terrifying. But at the same time, there are so many things to be excited about too going forward. So we'll just have to like choose to be optimistic and kind of go forward here and just do the best we can and try to do our part in bringing forward the future we want to see. And
I mean, it sucks, because as a marketer, there's like two different dynamics, right? There's the marketing one, and then there's also my own human aspect, where I want to be like, oh, okay, guys, this is happening on this exact day, and to you know, appease people. But at the same time, I can't do that, because that's just not the way the world works. That's not the way business works. I mean, if I told somebody a release date, I would get in trouble from the NDA, and then it's like that becomes my risk. So and I mean, people have tendencies to figure out what I'm saying, even if I say cryptic shit immediately. So I have to be really careful about what I say, especially with the current partners that are coming up. I can't just be like, okay, you know, here's a hint that leads you exactly to them. And the next thing you know, people are pinging the partners over and over and over again. And now they know that I told them. And it's like, We just
But
can't have that happen,
I didn't tell
unfortunately.
them, I swear, I just hinted at, it's like,
Mhm.
so, yeah, well, I think the XRP community, we have years of experience deciphering cryptic, riddles and shit.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding, but,
I mean, we're in a good spot right now.
I think
We're
so.
starting to work on contingencies with partners, basically. So if anything falls through, then we're good. If they all end up doing it with us, then great. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Just people do need to measure their expectations, because we are the first big token on the XRPL, and people have asked what the hardest issue, and this isn't an issue anymore, but the hardest issue with getting on these exchanges is that we are an XRPL token. So this is a new thing to them.
yeah.
And whereas, you know, with
Right.
Ethereum, it's just like, oh, boom, we're jumping on Uniswap and we're ready to go day one. And that's just not how it works here yet. And hopefully XRP does get into the position where the DEX is huge, because the reality of the situation is everybody wants these centralized exchanges, and I realize they give you reach and all this great stuff, but at the end of the day, there's nothing better than the DEX to trade tokens.
I completely agree. And there will be a time in my opinion, there is no avoiding the DEX just taking over. I
Mhm.
mean, you got all the integrations with, say, like GateHub and others that are utilizing it and kind of adding a UI on top of it, and then adding some other functionalities on their end. But like, the DEX itself is rock solid. Right now, it might not have a tremendous amount of liquidity, but I think that's just a temporary thing right now. It's new, not many people know it exists. A lot of people, they see XRP, they don't really know anything about it. They think it's a token, but it is way bigger than that. It's a whole exchange. It's an
Mhm.
exchange of value. It's an intermediary between different assets. So yeah, I think that the DEX will become much, much, much bigger. And it's going to be a huge deal when you can exchange between CasinoCoin and US dollars and XRP and whatever else with very little fees instantaneously. How can a centralized exchange compete with that? I mean,
Well, that's exactly it. Like,
yeah,
sorry, don't mean to cut you off. Like, this
oh,
is
go
something
for it.
that I've gone on about over and over for the last few months, is that liquidity begets liquidity, and eventually the DEX is going to take over. Like, even in a traditional stock market sense, there's one major order book, which is like the NASDAQ, basically. Everybody branches off that, and like even Robinhood or whatnot, Wealthsimple, it all ties back into the NASDAQ stocks,
Yeah.
right? So in the future, as we're saying, like, centralized exchanges are either going to shut up their doors, or they're going to act as a mediary to the DEX. That's my opinion, but that's the probable future that I see, because the wild west of exchanges having their own prices easily manipulated and so forth, once regulations hit, it's game over.
I agree. And I think I'll have to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure I read about how Coinbase was, they understand the power of DeFi. They understand where it's going. Obviously, they're in the space, they're in custody. They know kind of like where the trends are in crypto, and they are trying to invest in the future of it. Not only are they putting up $500 million to invest in other currencies to just hold, but they're also converting their business model to go from a centralized exchange to a decentralized exchange. I'll have to confirm that, but I did see that, and I was like, wow, that's a huge deal for like the most well-known exchange in the world to say something like that. I mean, that's the shot across the bow of all the other exchange, or maybe Binance is the most popular, but I think in the US probably Coinbase is the most popular exchange out there. But anyway, I think it's a shot across the bow saying like, the world is changing. We're going to have to, realize that DeFi is here to stay, and that we shouldn't try to compete with it. We should just merge with it. And so what they're doing is they're just like buying up all these assets, and they're sitting on them. And that's probably going to be a huge part of their business model, is just having all these, a wide assortment of assets that are going to appreciate. Then they won't need to collect all the fees. They'll just be there providing a bomb ass service to people with a great UI and great custody. With insurance, which they're also getting into. Now you can insure your wallet. So it's like if you lose it, it gets hacked or whatever, they will like reimburse you for that. That's
And that's
huge.
actually, that is actually huge.
That's huge.
Just like you said, I mean, that's just something that's not available right now. And it's just like, okay, well, if you lose your cryptocurrency, then
Too bad, so sad.
I'm sorry. But there's,
Yeah,
I mean, if you want me to get your tokens back for you, give me about 10,000 years and a couple computers, and maybe, but.
Yeah. So it's just really interesting to see these companies starting to kind of make these moves. And it's like, I think you can really tell the course that we're going on just by watching these big players and what decisions they're making. You're also seeing, massive finance conglomerates like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and even BlackRock getting into asset management for crypto. You're seeing PolySign starting to kind of show their face and kind of saying, here we are, we're ready for institutional custody. They have their own kind of like internal blockchain that they will use to store on their platform. I don't know how it works. I don't think anyone really does yet, but it's different than any other exchange or custody solution that exists right now. And so I'm excited to kind of see what that's all about. There's just so many things that are kind of going to be popping up here soon. Of course, you got central bank digital currencies, and you got Flare, you got decentralized loans that's going to change the world, decentralized insurance, decentralized everything, intellectual property, NFTs. I mean, I just cannot. It's like trying to explain the internet to somebody like before it happened, or the smartphone before those existed. Like I remember when the iPhone came out, I thought it was cool because it had a touch screen on it, but I had no idea that it would become such a massive like driver of innovation. It would change. Like everyone has one now. Literally everyone has a smartphone. I don't know a single person that doesn't. It's crazy.
Well, think about it like going back to like heck, even back the 80s, 90s when Star Trek was all lit, and then like people are popping up those little flip communicators, and next thing you know, they're spawning the whole next generation of technology with flip phones and like tablets and like basically almost everything we've seen except for matter transporters and stuff.
One day, man.
Well, oh yeah, like quantum physics and stuff, it's bound, like bound to happen. And then that gets in. Okay, I'm not going to diverge from the stream because that could turn into a whole wild tangent.
It could.
Yeah. So like the future's bright, and as I said in Gambling Savant's stream there, man, like fortune favors the bold. We're here, we're early, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Me too, man. I mean, in some ways, like I said before, it's kind of scary seeing the direction, but it's also like, we're lied to all the time. It's one of those things we just kind of have to like sift through it and understand, like, just keep your eye on the prize. It's like these technologies are going to change the world. No amount of misinformation can kind of shy us away from that once you really understand it. Like once you understand it, you're free. I mean, you just have to like kind of know maybe the things that to invest in, the things that are going to drive the innovation going forward in the future, the technologies that are going to be built on that will allow for next layer innovations to happen that target specific niches and things like that. It's like I swear, man, I mean, again, like I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but to me, there's just no denying that if you're invested in the bedrock of the financial system of the future, you will not have to worry about money anymore. That's my opinion. And I am acting as if that is true. That is how I'm investing right now. And we'll see if it pays off, but and also too, beyond just the investment side, integrating crypto into the business is really exciting because that's also generating like real income, like real, another stream that's completely independent from the investment itself. But in a way it's not, it's really interesting. And I'm excited about that whole, growing that whole side of things. But anyway, that was all long winded, but I think like the world is dramatically changing. And I think that we just have to keep our eye on the prize and kind of know where we're going, or at least have some kind of idea that's informed about where we're going, and then just kind of do our part to make that happen. That's how.
Well, I think that back to the dystopian thing, I think every single generation has had the same idea that the world is going to end in some capacity, and that's not really the take that you should have, because we're still here, and all crypto is doing is making everything more efficient.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea of everything, and it's clean. There's no fiat money is disgusting if you think about it. Like if I go to McDonald's and I get a cheeseburger and I get change, how many hands has that touched? I mean, how much of the cheese for my cheeseburger is on the thing?
Dropped on the ground, a dog pissed on it. You don't
Yep,
know.
exactly. You just never know. So
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's a great point. Yeah, and I think that's kind of going, people are starting to have that kind of sentiment about it. But like you said before, every generation thinks they're in the end times or whatever. It's totally true. Like back 2,000 years ago, when Jesus was walking the earth, like, I mean, people, like, they were reading the scriptures and they thought that they were the generation that the end times were going to happen. They literally thought, every generation since then has thought that. And we're no different. I mean, maybe we are, who knows? And
well, just imagine when Rome was getting sacked, and people who only have ever been in Rome are like, how could this world possibly even exist after we're gone? When the reality is there's so many different generations and cultures around the world. And even if we implement all of this in the US or in Europe or China or wherever, there's always going to be places that are so far behind on technology that they have room to grow exponentially.
I agree with that. And we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, like, there are people out there that have 1 billion XRP, and if it goes to $1,000, then they're going to be trillionaires, and that's kind of terrifying. Like, I'm not going to lie, like, those people will have virtually unlimited resources to do whatever they want, and like, we have to just kind of be aware of that. But it also presents the opportunity for the everyday person to kind of free themselves from the rat race and pursue their real passions, and kind of like code word. I mean, we were talking about this. You have all these projects on your bucket list. I have projects on my bucket list. And it's kind of like, with your 9-to-5 job, you're focused on that right now. You kind of have to be. You have a family, you have, 4 kids, you got all this stuff you have to worry about, in a house to hold. And so you can't just like decide, oh, I'm not going to go to work this week, and pull an office space guy, just not show up and just now feel like walking.
Not quite. Like, I actually booked next week off, so I am off work next week.
There you go.
That's going to give me a bit of time to crush out some videos, and I'm also going to be trying to work on developing an X app myself.
Hell yeah.
That's
exciting.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far into details, because the next thing I know, someone who codes faster than me is like, hey, that's a good idea. Guess what?
Done.
I mean, once you're around long enough, you realize that there's always someone better than you, and as long as you can recognize that, then you can make things better. For example, I think that JC is a way better writer than me, so it's kind of like, why not just let him keep doing his thing, and I'll find something else to do, and then it just sort of spawns, and now more and more people get added, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm not the smartest in any of these, but I can do all of them if necessary.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I think delegation is so overrated, or so underutilized is what I meant to say. It's like, you could just do everything. Yeah, like you would have full control over it, that's for sure. But is that the best use of your time? Is that the best, is that going to yield the best result at the end of the day? Probably not. I mean, it's like, if there is somebody out there that has a great talent and doing something that could help the project, if you genuinely care about the project more than your own like ego, for example, then yeah, like, utilize other people and kind of have them do their thing and be able to provide their gifts and their talents. And then, you all kind of, it's the rising tide thing, it's like, it's helping the project, which we're all a part of. And again, that's such a great concept that, like, we all need to understand. Like, I think the biggest takeaway from these live streams today probably is just, we're in a community, and we can all, like, we're participating in something that's bigger than ourselves as individuals, but we as individuals can help that thing grow. And that's such a crazy, awesome thing. Like, everything that we do matters, and it's empowering, and it's also exciting. And like, I think the idea of like latching onto something that's bigger than us, I mean, that's how this whole thing started for me personally with the keychain. It's like, it's not that the keychain was this super special thing. It was a CasinoCoin keychain. And CasinoCoin as a brand means something to a lot of people, you know? So if it was just this random, poker chip, no one would care. Literally no one would give a shit about it. Yeah, it's titanium. Yeah, it's anodized. It looks cool, but no one would care. You know, it's the fact that it's CasinoCoin. And then that kind of spun off into XRP and all the others. But that's the difference. You know, it's a community led thing. It's a brand. It means something. It's important. We're all in on this together. And dude, like, that is awesome. So
Well, it really is, and that's it. Like, and that's one thing, as you say, community. And the more we build together as a community, the more we come together. And what would be even better is stepping outside of that tribalistic mentality that we see all the time in crypto.
oh god.
Like, not just like, CSE to the XRP community, but over into other communities as well, like Ethereum.
Bitcoin to everybody.
And you know what? If we had everybody working together towards like the bigger, greater common goal, I think the space would explode even more so than it already has.
Well, I mean, Chris Larson I don't know if he was the first person, probably not, but he was one of the first people back in like 2014 or whenever it was to use the term Cambrian explosion to talk about what it would look like when you have a proper regulatory framework and mass adoption of crypto assets, to the point where, I mean, you just look at any new technology, right? Take the television or take a cell phone or whatever. In the same amount of time that it takes to get from 0% to 10% adoption, you go from 10% to 90%, the same amount of time, right? We're in the 0 to 10% right now. And it feels like it's taking forever for those of us who understand what this is, what the potential is. It seems to us like, oh my God, can this take any longer? I thought we were going to be in the moon, like on the moon, like last year or whatever. But no, like most people on the planet don't even know like what XRP is, what it's going to do. They don't know about even Bitcoin in some cases. I think a lot of people know about it now, but they're not even invested in it. They just kind of know about it. They heard about it, but it's like, it's this obscure thing to them. But man, when I tell you 10% of the population of the planet holds crypto assets, when we get to that point, then it's going to go from 10 to 90 in the same amount of time. And it's going to be like, boom, off to the races.
I mean, how many friends do you know now that you've told about crypto and they just blow you off and they say it's too hard because they just maybe either don't want to understand it or they don't care. Eventually it's going to have to be figured out. And that's not necessarily anybody's fault, but at the same time, a lot of it has to do with just onboarding and people being scared of holding their own keys and things like that. So I think once it gets solved where people can just push a couple buttons and they're onboarded, that's the point when you're going to see it explode.
I completely agree with that. And we're going to have, again, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachses of the world. Not that I trust them, but I'm just saying, like a lot of people do. They have weight to their name, and it's like you don't do anything in finance without those big, when they decide to jump in, okay, then it's real, right? But a lot of people, they're not going to even touch this stuff until a JP Morgan or a Goldman Sachs decides to get in the game, and they are. So, I don't know when their exchanges or whatever they're going to do. I mean, I know right now they're offering like to their high value clients the opportunity to invest in this kind of stuff, but they're not making it super duper public yet. But I mean, they always start with the high value clients and then they go to the rest of them. And then, it's like, then you buy an XRP at $5 and that's what, everyone, for example, that's when it's, you're going to see it relisted on the exchanges and all that kind of stuff. But I just think that, like we're getting to the point where institutions are kind of realizing that if we don't get in on this now, we're going to miss the boat. And we're going to be at a tremendous disadvantage compared to those who took the risk and got in early. So it is kind of interesting. You have a lot of companies that are almost betting the farm on a lot of crypto stuff. And I personally think it's going to pay off big for them. And then the companies that lag and then jump in when everyone else is, they're not going to see the kind of 100x return. They might see 10x or something like that, which is still huge.
Well,
and then you're going to get the 5x and then you're going to get the 2x from there, when you get to the top of the bell curve. But
Yeah,
like,
no, that's it. But like, not mean to cut you off, but
no, you're fine.
it's exactly like Calculon says there in the chat there. Like, for those of us who remember life before the interwebs, it took a while before the internet was mass adopted. Even when like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, like any new technology, there's an adoption phase where it's like, oh, it's a fad, it's not going to go anywhere, and then the next thing you know, it's everywhere, and there's no
Tell you
getting.
what, man, like the business we have now, all online.
Yeah.
We don't even have a store. We don't even have a storefront. We don't need it.
That's what I mean. Like, even myself, I don't know. I'm anti-Bluetooth personally because of a whole, like, I find it a security issue.
Okay.
But I still use it. Like, my phone connects to my car, and the next thing I know, I'm blasting beats off Spotify in my car.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy how like all these technologies that we just kind of take for granted, like did not exist at one point, and nobody knew about them, and nobody thought anything of it. When the idea for Bluetooth first was presented, I'm sure everyone was like, okay, like whatever, but literally like you use it every day. I mean, Bluetooth headphones, your car, whatever. I mean, you connect your phone to some device or something, you use Bluetooth. I mean, how else?
all the speakers just out at the campsite, or
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, so I just think that again, when like this is the next level to it. Like, yeah, the internet now is huge, obviously changed the world. Personally, this is my opinion. I can't know this for sure, but I think that this next, whatever you call it, layer of the internet of value, as Ripple likes to coin the term.
It's a very valid term,
I
actually.
think it's about, the internet of value, I think, is going to be far, far bigger than the impact it will have will be far bigger than the impact of the internet itself. And that's crazy to even think about because of how how much the internet has impacted everything in the world. But I tell you what, when you can send payments trustlessly, instantly, with the same amount of effort that it takes to write an email and send it to somebody, then the world will look very different than it does today.
Yeah,
very,
we're already taking
very
that
different.
step with like PayString or PayMe, Global ID, things like that. Like that step's already been taken. Like PayString is basically a email address for payments. Like I run a PayString server myself. I've actually been running it since it rolled out as PayID originally.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so like I actually have like tipjar $mypayid.ca, and that actually leads to the giveaway account.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was my original tip jar, but yeah, that's exactly it. As soon as we're at that past that point of adoption where people are able to send money as quick and simply as an email and not have to worry about cumbersome strings of characters or double triple checking that their address is correct or whatever, or even just as Quadjack says here, like the onboarding phase is a huge hurdle that needs to be overcome, because like even myself, when I first joined crypto a couple of years ago, like I missed the first bull run because like I tried to set up a Kraken and it was just this whole fiasco trying to get set up. I didn't even get set up, and then I had that chance to get XRP at 0.6 of a cent, and then I watched it run up to like dollars, and I'm like, no, like
even now, if you're new, how do you distinguish a public key from a private key?
oh yeah, exactly.
Like,
unless you have an understanding.
I don't even know. Like, yeah, exactly. It's a little. I mean, we're going through the growing pains. It's like before you have true standardization. I mean, before USB came out, I'm pretty sure there were like 5 different, or I mean, there were dozens of different inputs that you could use to like transfer data and stuff. And before Ethernet, before HDMI, and all these different, like, because now it's like a standard. You go to the store, you buy the cable, you plug it in, and it fucking works. But like before it was not like that at all. It was like this TV has, these
Oh yeah,
prompts
you had
here.
variable pin serial cables, you had the SCSI
Yeah,
cables, you got the Molex connectors, you got the
100%.
PS2 keyboard mouse import or input. Yeah, like it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
You had about 20 different connector types. And if
right,
you're missing that connector type, oh, good luck.
right. Exactly. And it's like, good luck going to the store and trying to find what you need. I think that's kind of where we are a little bit right now in crypto. Is like, you have all these different blockchains. They don't necessarily work together. You can't send Bitcoin to an XRP address or whatever. I mean, obviously, but it's like there will be a day. And I mean, I think we're starting to see kind of the beginning stages of this, where you have interoperability between blockchains. You'll have solutions that will allow you to kind of work with different things. I mean, you can represent different currencies on the XRP ledger, which is cool. But take for example, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with unstoppable domains, but I think that's a killer opportunity where you have decentralized domain that you can own as an NFT on your wallet, and that can direct to a website that you can do whatever you want with, and then you can collect crypto, and you essentially just put in the wallet address of your Bitcoin account, your XRP account, your Ethereum account, whatever currency you want to accept, and then they can just send money to, instead of the long stream of numbers and letters, boonrings.crypto, and boom, you send your whatever you want, and it just works. I think right now, I don't know if you can really build out a full website on those, and if like Google Chrome can actually view it. I don't think we're there yet, but I know Brave browser can view those websites, and I think you can build a crude website and accept some currency through it as we speak.
Well,
But
I've already seen some things where you can send it to the .crypto thingy and it accepts the payment and sends it on through, and it basically, because it's just
yeah,
address, right?
it's just an address, a routing, forwarding, whatever.
Yeah. And exactly as David mentioned in the stream there as well, one of the major hurdles is when it comes to tax, because crypto taxes is a nightmare, and not just like in Canada here, like, because it's a differentiation of, okay, is it a crypto, like, is it an investment contract, is it a currency, so forth.
Security or whatever. Yeah.
Well, we see that right now, like with Ripple's case down in the States there, like it's a fiasco, and that stuff needs to have full 100% transparency and clarity before
I agree.
mass adoption can take off.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we're getting there. I think right now what we're seeing more than anything else, again, my opinion, is a power struggle between different branches of government. Everybody wants jurisdiction over this space. Everyone realizes the potential of it. They're the ones holding it up because they want to have the iron grip on it and say that.
Can I cut you off real quick? Because I actually have to leave. But
okay.
We'll definitely do this again sometime.
Yeah, awesome.
I have, my roommates are bugging me to go out, and I haven't yet, so I should probably go do it. Sounds good, man. Thank you so much, Quadjacks, for coming out. We both really appreciate it, and the whole community, I'm sure, has been doing backflips to see you on here. So really, thanks for having me. We'll do it. We'll do it again sometime, and I'll open more of my schedule for it next time.
Yeah, definitely. No worries. I appreciate you coming out, Jack. Like, this is awesome, man. Like, I think it kind of blew a few people's minds to see your face on screen. So,
kind of blew my own mind.
We'll have to do it again.
Cool, man. Yeah, we'll do it again for sure.
Good luck with the giveaway. I know you guys are you guys doing that right now, or?
Yeah, once you're off here, we'll probably talk a little bit, and then we're going to be moving into the auction because we got the 2 keychains we're going to auction, and then actually I got a message from David Cohen there from ArcPlate. We're going to be auctioning off a pair of ArcPlate as well.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. All right, well, I got to check out, and I will see you guys soon.
Cool, man. Thanks
again. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.
Enjoy.
Bye. That was cool.
Yeah, definitely. Really cool. So actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy a link here. I'm going to hop over into my Twitter, and I'm going to see if David here, if he's still kicking around. I know he mentioned he had a couple things to do, so I just sent him a ping on Twitter there. If he wants to join the stream, he's more than welcome. And actually, he can run the auction for the ARC plates, and then we can just basically kind of handle it from there.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, and then once we've managed the ARC plate there, we'll go through and maybe discuss and then push towards the the 2 keychains, get them set up.
Yeah, that works for me. But man, that was really, really cool to have
Oh, yeah.
Quadjack on here. I mean, I wasn't expecting him honestly to even be on here that long. I thought it would be 15, 20 minutes, something like that, you know, just say hi, like, you know, here I am, whatever. But like he was, I mean, that was a pretty great conversation, I think, that we were able to conduct with him. So
Oh,
very,
really?
very cool.
And actually, like, by the hair of the wire, if we look down in chat there, Chris just joined Big CJ.
Nice.
He actually
Yeah.
just missed Quadjacks.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Like literally 5 minutes. Like you missed Jack by like not even 2 minutes here, bud. But yeah, if you want to like, feel free. Like he was on for almost an hour and 15 minutes. So afterwards, if you want to like kick back and check the beginning of the stream, by all means.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and as Cat Crypto Boy says, quad is real. All right, so yeah, we actually have David in chat here. I'm just admitting him, and so he's just connecting his audio and so forth. And then I'm gonna let him take over and actually run the auction here for the arc plates here. So I'm just gonna share my screen here. And I'm not sure if y'all were available in Gambling Savant stream there. This here is the arc plate that we're looking to auction off here. Again, proceeds for the arc plate and the keychains there are going towards the merch giveaway that's being put together. It'll either be worked toward the promotion and marketing budget or towards more merchandise for the giveaway. Either which way, we're going to make this thing epic. And I know I keep saying it's coming, it's coming. It's coming.
We're secretly waiting for CasinoCoin to moon first, and then no, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. No. Like as I said originally, like I was aiming to or have the giveaway aimed around the time of the launch of the CSE lobby, but without having insider info or anything, there's no way for me to really be able to do that. And if I were to turn around and be like, oh yeah, I'm doing the giveaway with the launch of the CSE lobby, and this is when the giveaways happen,
15th or whatever, then everyone's gonna know. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things. So it's coming. It is going to be happening. And as I said, I've made the address publicly visible. It's on my Twitter if you want to go take a look. It's also available like the pay string that's in my bio, the tip jar $mypayid.ca. Sorry, that was a little long-winded. That is the pay string address. So if you guys want to take a look, everything's there. Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to hand the mic over here to Dave from ArcPlate, and he's going to actually manage the auction for the ArcPlate that you're seeing on screen right now.
Cool. I've got no idea how to do that. So anyway, so maybe you might have to do that. I'm just looking at a Zoom screen right now, so I don't see any chat or anything. But so this is the arc plate for anybody who hasn't heard of it. It is a cold wallet for, in this case, you're going to be getting 2 units, the vault model and the sum model. The vault is a universal 12 or 24 word recovery key. It's used to back up your recovery keys that you use to access your crypto wallets. So in the case of the vault, you could use it for your Trezor, you could use it for your Ledger, your Trust wallet, your Atomic wallet, whatever you use to store all of your kind of main assets. And of course, the reason I tossed this in here is because of the casino coin discussion. The Sum wallet, if you don't already use it for your XRP and your casino coin, it does store both, and it's pretty much the best option on the market for both XRP, CSC, and really any other kind of DEX issued assets when you're talking on the XRPL. So it's really easy to use. Arcplate.com. I've got tutorials on there. It's made of solid 316 stainless steel, so it just makes sure that your recovery keys are safe. So you're always going to know that your assets are backed up and recoverable in the event you lose your phone in the toilet or you throw away your scrap of paper that's got your ZUM or your regular wallet's recovery keys written down on it. And the retail value of this package, it's about $25 per unit. So you're talking about a $50 US kind of full retail price. And when the auction's done, I'm going to be handling the shipping. I will send it directly to you, and all of the proceeds will just go right towards the cause here. And I'll handle the rest of the stuff outside of that just by taking your name and contact information. So you could feel free to run the auction here. Like I said, I'm just literally staring at a Zoom screen. So you do what you need to do, and yeah, go from there.
Actually, real quick, I want to say, so I ordered the someone. I'm super excited for it to get in. When I ordered it, I was under the impression that it was made out of aluminum. So finding out that it's stainless steel like adds a whole lot of value for me. I'm like, that's actually super cool. And we've seen them in person. Like he showed us on the Zoom last stream. They are like super high quality, almost like mirror finish on the top. Very, very great machine quality and everything. So it's a great product. Yeah, there they are. So look at that. You can see the reflections and everything. I'm super excited to get mine in. I don't know when it's already shipped, so I'm anticipating it coming in probably next week or something, but these are great. I'm so excited. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah, let Dave say something so the camera takes over.
Hello there. Taking over the camera. It's not taking it over yet right now.
It took over on mine.
Okay, perfect. All right. There we go. So
yeah.
Nice quality finish, nice writing.
Yep.
About the size of the palm of your hand.
Yeah, and Dave was talking to me about, on chat on Twitter, just all the different things that, he had to do in order to like make this thing and all the revisions. And it's not like, it's like maybe some people out there would think that, it's just a machine piece of whatever. It's like, that's super easy to design or something like that. Like, no, he went through iteration after iteration after iteration to get to the point where he is today. And he's been working with manufacturers to get this done. And so, this is a legit thing. Super excited to kind of watch his business grow. And so, and I think it's a great product, so.
Well, thank you. Even same thing with going with Tboone Engineering here and Tboone Rings and getting some key tags made up. It's great. I'm going to be able to offer those as limited edition giveaways once a month to everybody. I'm really excited about that. And like Tyler was just saying there, this is literally a year in development product. It looks so simple when it's sitting in front of you, but this is a year of work, literally 8 hours a day, hundreds of revisions, dozens of prototypes to try and offer the least expensive, best quality, most compact, and most permanent way of making sure your keys are safe. And for $25, it is literally an X amount of $1 million insurance policy. When you're talking down the road, we're not talking today when you got $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 in crypto. This is 5-10 years from now when you've got $1 million in crypto. This is what's going to be keeping it safe. It is physical security for a digital world. That's what it is.
It's such a great idea, and it's something not many people are thinking about right now. And so I think having you out there, talking about, because your brand can be about proactive, being proactive with your investment and your security, really considering it, and kind of doing your part to make sure that your funds are safe. I think it's a great idea, and much more people need to be aware of it. So,
and it's making it affordable as well. And there are other, like, not even just my own brand, there are other great brands out there, like the Crypto Tag has got their Zeus model, but it's $145 US, which is in a lot of cases more than what most people actually have invested in crypto. And it's very hard to justify paying more than what you've got invested to keep what you've got invested safe. So for $25, one-time payment, everything is safe, secure on steel. You got something to leave behind in a will to your family. Bury it in your backyard to keep it safe from dishonest people. Fireproof, waterproof, hack-proof. It was designed for me and my family, right, to protect our assets. And it just so happens I managed to manufacture them and to be able to offer them. And so for price, it's the least expensive on the market. It's as durable, if not more durable than any other option out there. And you can hide it in the palm of your hand.
That's fantastic.
That really is fantastic. So I think, let's actually get the auction going here. We'll let it run for about 15 minutes. If that sounds fair. We'll just continue talking in the meantime. And yeah, whatever ends up happening happens. What I honestly want it myself. And so like I feel like I don't want to seem like a shill and trying to bump, but like I want it myself.
Right.
I am
I mean,
going
I
to
bought
order
one,
one no
so-
matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. We'll talk after. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. You guys keep talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think what's fair is like as David was mentioning, is that like it is a $50 value for the two plates here. It comes with the stamp and so forth. So how about we start the auctioning at about like 50% of that? So about $25 worth. Now, because this is going towards the CSE giveaway, I aiming to kind of keep it within CSE if possible. Although, like, willing to take other bets. I just don't want to have to sit here and do calculations on CSC versus USD and so forth. So what I would say is let's start it at 50% of the cost, and then we'll run the auction from there. And whatever happens, it happens. So I think what is it like? I think it's like 7,500 CSE is give or take about half the cost of it. So we'll start the auction at 7,500 CSC, and
for other users who are listening there, again, I'll be handling the shipping costs. So you're just like, what you pay is what you pay. There's nothing hidden after. I'll ship it directly to you at my own cost. Okay.
all right. So yeah, we'll let that run for 15 minutes, which will take us up to about 3:40 p.m. Eastern time, or what is it, 7:40 UTC. But yeah, we'll let it run for about 15 minutes. Starting bids at 7,500, and that's getting you both plates, which is basically a $50 value, starting at 25 to start the bidding there. So
Yeah, and everything else will be included. You're going to get instructions for both of them. You're going to get the Sharpie. You're going to get the center punch. You're going to get the 10-sided dice there. And I don't know if you want to give me open up so people can see me for another second here.
yeah, absolutely. So I'll stop the screen share.
Steven,
and
show kind of what you're talking about. You've already seen what they look like. This is what one looks like when it is completed. It's got center punch marks on it, and essentially these center punch marks are your recovery keys in number form. I don't know where my sheet went, of course, because I'm all over the place here, but like this is my own storage. This is kind of a future potential product, a little plastic hard carrying case. This is just a standard foam insert, but I want a proper molded one, where in this case this is my Ledger wallet and my Atomic wallet, my mom's Ledger, Atomic, my dad's Ledger, Atomic, my girlfriend's Ledger, Atomic, all nice, neat in one little case.
That is brilliant.
Sweet and simple. And to give you an idea of size versus like a Ledger Nano X.
Well, okay, yeah. Shit, dude.
It's
yeah.
sweet and simple, easy. So
just one thing to keep in mind there is when Dave's showing something, careful when we talk, we'll end up taking over the screen. So
Sorry.
Yep,
Oh,
no problem. So
heads up.
just to kind of give people a little better idea, you've got your BIP 39 words, which every major wallet uses, like your Atomic, Trust, Ledger, Trezor, pretty much anybody, like a Bread wallet even, they all use these words, and all you do is take your word, write it down, all 12 or 24 in your list, convert it into numbers, which are included on a little conversion list that comes in the package. It's universal, so it's not unique to my product. You find your word, convert it into the number, write it down, and once that number is written down, you convert it into dots. And in this case here, the top row is your first number, second number, third number, fourth number, number 1529. We've got 1529. Once you're done with that, you take your Sharpie marker, you copy that dot pattern onto the arc plate itself. And then with your center punch that's included in the package, you use a little hammer, strike each of the dots gently, and you wind up with your wallet permanently backed up on stainless steel. When you need to recover it because you lost your phone in your toilet, all you do is go back to your plate, convert your dots back into numbers, numbers back into words, type that in. Permanent recovery, tiny, concealed, cheap.
Awesome.
That was
So I actually
reversed,
had a
man.
comment
I
just
love
come
it.
up in the chat there. As per the minimal step difference between the bids there. So I'm going to say basically 100 CSE should be fair between the bids. That way we can kind of step it up a bit, but not be overbearing. So we had Chris there starting the bid at 7,500. Cat Crypto Boy took it at 7,600. So Chris, next step or next bid would be 77. So yeah, we'll let the bids run and we'll just kind of watch there. But yeah, no, this is an awesome product and one that we don't really see too much. And as you said, the closest thing would have been the Titan.
The crypto tag Zeus.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And like that was an amazing idea. But as you were saying in Gambling Savant stream, the price point on that is like quite a bit.
It's 6 times more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's literally like this product that I'm doing, it's not new. It's not a new concept. I haven't reinvented the wheel. All I've managed to do is make it more compact and significantly less expensive without making any real compromises. And that's kind of the big thing. Like I was saying before, people dropping 145 US dollars, 200 for a Canuck. That's like $200 Canadian is a lot of money to convert a piece of paper into a piece of metal. Like that's a hell of a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And like you think about how much CSC or XRP you could invest in for $200. And I mean, that's the problem. It's that people see that's money I could spend investing versus what I'm going to do to keep my asset and my investment secure. And the problem is it's great if you want to turn $200 in CSC into 50,000. That's awesome. If you lose your keys in the meantime, it's not going to make any damn difference.
Right.
You're still going to lose that $50,000 because you haven't secured your keys. And one of the big things that I did this for, again, was my family. I mentioned in the other stream to keep everyone's money safe. I'm responsible for their funds. But it is the most underlooked and underappreciated portion of the entire crypto sphere. Everyone's talking about which project is the best use case, which one is going to be the currency, which one's going to replace the US dollar, which one is going to be the Phoenix kind of deal. We're talking literally about everything except for possession and keeping your assets secure. Like that's what no one ever talks about. It doesn't matter whether you make $1 million or $10 million if you don't have your keys. What is the point if you're not keeping your investment safe? And you guys were talking about it earlier while I was watching, and banks and stuff getting into custodying. I've had the opportunity to actually speak to several different custodians, Brain Capital, Knox Capital, KN0X, and like most of them didn't even want to give me the time of day, because my first question, being a cold call, was, hey, how do you guys keep your stuff secure? And so when you're talking guys who are managing $100 billion accounts of crypto, they don't want to talk about security. But I did manage to speak. It was mainly to Knox, who said, this is how we do it. This is how we actually keep users' assets secure. This completely ghosted part of the industry that nobody knows a single shred about when it comes to their keys, how your assets are actually secured when they're on exchanges. I've managed to get my foot into that door and developing products, not just for home users, but for exchanges. There are a couple projects that Tyler, I've spoken to on Twitter and sent him that I'm working on, companies that I'm looking to deal with and the way that they deal with it. But like ArcPlate, it's going to be expanding into more than just home users keeping keys. I mean, it really is a marketing tactic when it comes down to it, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. But things like, if I can get my foot in the door and develop a product for enterprise, for exchange, for custodians, where I can say at the end of the day, for your $30, you're getting the same thing that the guys who keep their $100 billion wallet safe with. Like, imagine that. It's literally the same key, just in a different sized vault, whether it's your desk drawer or whether it's their literally Swiss vaults. That's kind of it. So I'm working with a few, and most of the custodians I've spoken to use a particular type of technology, which like Tyler already knows behind the scenes. I don't want to do an announcement on it because no partnerships are official, but it's really cool. It's a really unique way of storing your keys. It's open to the market and people know it exists, but nobody really knows about it. They just know you're supposed to get 12 words and that's how you keep your crypto safe. But anyway, so there's a lot more stuff coming when it comes to physical security, tangible, you can hold it in your hand, bury it in your backyard security. And of
Dude,
course,
I tell you what, man, like when I first saw this on Twitter, I mean, you launched like what, a week ago,
Yep.
right? A little over a week ago. I first saw it and I was like, that's a really cool idea. And I was like, I'm going to bookmark that, come back to it later. I might buy one actually. And then I saw the price. I was like, oh, $30, $25, whatever. That's not bad at all. So I got one. But then hearing you actually, give your sales pitch today on these streams, dude, I genuinely think you could go on a Shark Tank and get a deal. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not even kidding at all.
It's the streamlining process. It's nothing new. It's just how I've approached it. And even the designs, like I said, if somebody wants to get something else, if ArcPlate didn't exist, I would be buying the crypto tag Zeus. So there's an alternative. And
you're
like they've
the
got on their products, literally the size of a passport. It's a titanium brick that's a 1/4 inch thick. It's huge. And so they've got things like their number patterns where you use a center punch to enter in your digits and convert them, just like mine. Every single one of the grids is numbered, so you can see number 1, number 2 in this little grid. And it's like, well, this is something you will never use. My product is designed to be touched once, thrown in a safe, and hope that you never have to touch it. Never use it again, because you never lose your phone, you never lose your ledger, nobody hacks you, any of that crap. You hope you never have to touch my product again. So when you eventually touch it, you will need to convert it, at which point it doesn't matter whether the numbers are written on it, you're only ever going to use it once. So why use all that extra real space to put in all these numbers to save you literally 2 minutes once in a lifetime to recover your keys? What's the point?
I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, like, really, genuinely, the way that like you can kind of put it together and explain it so that people understand, like, hey, security is something I actually need to focus on here. It's not something that I can just like haphazardly, write on a piece of paper and put it in a drawer, or like, that I'm going to lose, or in the back of a notebook that I might throw away because I forget it's in there, or, whatever happens, fire, water, or, flood, you lose it for whatever reason. That's huge. I mean, that really is. And you kind of put it into words, and it's like, you first of all, explain the problem. It's like, this could very well screw you over later when you have millions and you're trying to cash out and you can't because you don't have access anymore. But it's like you found existing solutions. You were trying to just find a solution for your family. You found an existing solution. You're like, that's too expensive. They're kind of wasting a lot of the resources here. I could do it better, and that's the classic, like, that's how a real startup really, gets founded, is like a dude that saw a problem in the world, was like, I could do this better than whatever's out there right now. And then you do it. And then you do your research. You've been cold calling people in the industry, trying to get information. I mean, you're really doing your homework. You went through hundreds of iterations. That, like, at first when I saw it, admittedly, I was like, okay, well, it's just like an engraved plate or whatever. That's, a good idea. But I had no idea you went through all that, a year's worth of work, working with the manufacturer, doing all the legwork. I mean, this is a real product, guys. So just, if you don't happen to win this one, definitely consider going to the site and checking them out.
I appreciate that. And there's other things like, keeping your keys on paper. Yeah, it's viable, provided it is actually protected. And the problem is for you to go to the lengths to actually protect a piece of paper, you may as well just get it. But things like, I had a guy, I made a post on one of the Canadian crypto Facebook pages, and one of my responses, guy was kind of dumb saying it, but he's like, oh, well, my solution is just, I keep a copy at home, and I keep a copy of my keys at work, and then I keep a copy of keys at my mom's house. That's okay. Number one, you just told the world exactly where all your money is. So, just look up this guy's name on his Facebook and like, you work here. Cool. That's where your crypto is stored. But things like, okay, cool. You've got 3 copies of your keys out there floating in the world. Like, what if somebody gets their hands on them, not just to steal, but make another copy of them? This enables you to destroy any other secondary copies. Once they're verified, once you know they're correct, you can destroy all secondary copies. I know that there is 1 copy of my keys or 2 copies of my keys. I have 1 buried in my backyard, and I've got 1 copy on another one in my bank safety deposit box. There are no other ones floating around, or, oh crap, was this wallet, or did I change it to another wallet? I can't remember. Did I have to make a new one for my Flare, for my XRP, or did I not? No, this is your key. There is 1 copy.
Yeah,
It
there's
is
no ambiguity about it.
done.
Yeah.
1 copy.
Dude,
And because that 1 copy is going to survive, the only reason to make a duplicate is because you are worried about the first copy not surviving. So that's really what it is. It's permanence, and it's an insurance policy. And like I said it in the last stream, I've got it posted on the site and on Twitter. It's, people don't think about security at 4 digits. They think about security at 5 digits. They want security at 6 digits, and they need security at 7 digits. And that's exactly what I went through when I was managing for my friends and family. I was in 5 digits. And when I hit the 6-digit mark, managing for everybody's accounts, this was my primary concern. That is big dollars. And I mean, not bragging, but since it's in the 7 digits, like this is 7 digits, and that is exponentially important, like to be able to ensure that it is secure. And when someone is in the actual instance of dealing with 7 digits in accounts, this is how someone deals with it. Like, I sleep at night. I don't ever have to think about it. It's done. Like, that whole thing is completely done. It is no longer in my mind. The copy in the safe deposit box, done.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's exactly it. And that's what I was mentioning in a Gambling Savant stream there, is that, like, I destroyed my backup keys for one of my Zum wallets. Like, thankfully, I still have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if my phone gets toasted, like, that wallet is gone to the wind.
Yep.
And, like, yeah, I can easily just create another wallet, move everything over, but then comes the hassle and then burning 5 XRP to delete the 1 wallet. Now, ArcPlate comes in like an amazing step in that point where I can back up for Zum. I can back up for a BIP39. Like, there's so many benefits to it. And not just that, I actually had an idea that I think I talked with Tyler here about it, is like basically what you guys might end up talking about. I don't know if you already have something in the works, story, if I'm like kind of.
Oh, go for it.
All right. So the idea that I had is basically having a combo thing where you can turn around and order up the ArcPlate, and with an additional kind of step up or a promo package is having a coupon code to Tboone store here for that laser engraved QR code. So you turn around, you back up your stuff on your ArcPlate, and then you have your public key, your QR code, and you send that off to Tboone. He engraves it, and then you got both. You have your backup keys, you have your QR code for depositing. You don't need anything else.
That's it. You don't need to hold your phone to take that crypto. Exactly. Like, to do that fingerprint, as soon as your finger touches it, whoever takes that phone from your hand has access to your crypto. And you don't necessarily want that. Like, to send payments, I can get it. You get like your Tangem card where you have to have the pair. That's really what Tangem is great at, where this isn't really useful to send a payment unless you have your attached Tangem card. Perfect. That allows you to securely send payments from 2 separate units to create a single payment. You get ArcPlate to back up the cold, and you get the Tboone keychain to accept, trying to keep as little digital and as little security gaps as humanly possible.
Yeah.
That's really where it's at.
And I mean, I think that like there's going to be more and more secure features added to, like, the phone side of things as time goes on, because it will be absolutely necessary. But yeah, if you can reduce the risk up front where you don't even need to trust that, why not? It can't hurt. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. And honestly, after sitting on these streams today, and hearing you talk about this, it really kind of made me think about how I need to make some changes in the way that I think about security. And like, I need to kind of be more proactive. It's like, maybe I should get a safety deposit box or put this somewhere, you know, not just like in an obvious place in the house or whatever. It's like, it needs to really, I mean, this could be a very valuable thing, and it makes absolute sense to just treat it as such before it even gets to the 7-digit thing like you're talking
Yep.
about. Like,
Well, and it's
I
even
went in
things
for
like trying
4 or 5.
to
Yeah.
figure out how banks are actually going to handle this. And like, of course, we got our debit cards. We currently trust them to manage our accounts, manage our finances. They give us insurance up to a certain point, not as much as it should be, but they do it. And like, is the future of crypto itself going to be just another debit card? And they've got what they consider private keys, much like an exchange has, where they've got true master private keys, and then we've just got sub accounts and everything's contained in a single wallet. How is that going to be handled? And even trying to think ahead, when I started dealing with another company I'm not really partnered with, working in the depths with, which is Algorand. I've been talking with them for a bit about making an ARC plate for their 25-word wallet. And I started to kind of give some experiments to Alex McCabe and David Markley over there about, you know, where is this going to go? They're a pretty major contender when it comes to US government and issuance of crypto, working with MIT, working with the Federal Reserve. They're doing quite a bit. They're actually kind of a head and head with XRP really when it comes to technology. So thinking, you know, what is the future of issuing assets? Are you going to ask somebody who walks into a bank to open a crypto account to hand them those 12 words on a piece of paper and tell them to not lose them? Are you going to like even issue a debit card that has printed 12 words on it? Are you not going to get 12 words at all? Having like pre-minted ARC plates that would have a number and letter combination made of solid stainless steel and kind of like a popsicle stick format, where there's your, you know, whatever 16 or 20 alphanumeric character recovery key, don't lose this piece of metal. So just even these, again, background, being able to have the opportunity to work with custodians and exchanges, you know, full on enterprise solution clients, to be able to kind of get an idea of going into their mind to see where those guys are going, what are they planning for the future? And so it's a lot of really, really interesting stuff to go into the security side of crypto. Because again, it's that my stuff is secure. I don't really know how, I don't really know why. These 12 words don't even make sense. You know, that's kind of a fun conversation maybe for another day, but the basics of security, a 12-word BIP39 recovery phrase is 128-bit encryption, and a 24-word is 256-bit encryption. So just kind of a cool little thing when you do the math. That's what it kind of equates to, and that's why we have 12-word and 24-word security. It's based on encryption equivalence. So there's this whole other side of things that is this even mysterious to people who know a lot about crypto. Once you hit that line, all they know is I've got 12 words and I need to keep those safe, and it's like this canyon that nobody thinks about past. Done.
Yep, that's me. I mean, like, I didn't even, when I was setting up my ledger, for example, and I had all those words, it's like the words were generated on the device, and it wasn't like I chose them. It just already knew it. And it's like, is that even secure? Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm just trusting this thing to
issue them.
You know, it's kind of scary in a way, but yeah, like I need to really understand this better.
There's a cool, actually, since you mentioned that, because it's kind of one of those features that is part of ARC Plate that I have not actually spoken about much. It exists and it is open, but almost nobody really knows about it. And that is specific to the Sum wallet. When you get this, there is a QR code that is actually included on the, actually, if anybody's looking to pause the stream later on when you're rewatching this QR code right here, you can open up the, hang on, is that right? There it is. There we go. So you can pause and you can pull that QR code, open up your Sum wallet, and use your QR code scanner and scan that barcode. And it will open a feature that we'd say developed in partnership with ArcPlate, where this mode allows you to manually create a wallet. You are not issued recovery codes or recovery keys like you are with Ledger or with standard Sum. And the reason why this 10-sided dice is included in your package is because when you scan that barcode, it allows you to create a 5-digit recovery key by rolling this 10-sided dice. So you manually input and create your recovery key rather than being issued one that has been pre-generated. So this is, as far as we know, an industry first for Sum and ArcPlate, for you to be able to not only store your keys offline on a permanent surface, but you manually create them randomly using a physical device with no internet connection involved. Completely offline key generation. It is as secure as is humanly possible when it comes to key creation and key storage.
Can you do that more than once? Like, will that QR code work multiple times?
Multiple times. It's universal. Like anybody with the Sum wallet, that's a universal QR code. You can literally go back, pause this video, look at that QR code, scan it, and you can generate it right now. Just write it in your own handwritten numbers, whatever you want. We don't recommend that. The reason why we put in the device or dice rather than telling people just to think of a number is because you're going to do things like, my dad was born in 1953. My mom was born in 1963. You choose numbers that are relevant to your life when you should not be doing that. They should still remain random. It's just that the internet was not involved in creating those numbers.
That's a really interesting thing. Now, I guess, like, so earlier you were talking about how as soon as you scan your fingerprint or whatever, and you access the Sum wallet, then someone could take your phone from you and do whatever they want. Like, theoretically, they could scan the QR code and change your key, right? I mean, is that?
No, not in this case. You can't. There is a way for you to change your recovery keys into Sum wallet. I can't remember exactly how you do it, but we'd say did develop that. And it was something also to do with the Tangem card, where if you lose your Tangem card, your ability to put in another card, because each card has its own unique keys, it allows you to reprogram. And I could be completely wrong on that, but the function to reprogram your keys exists. But this function of creating your own is creating a whole new wallet. You don't change your existing keys. Yeah. It's completely, it's a whole new wallet with no balance in it, brand new.
I was confused there.
The Zum recoding thing does the same thing. It basically creates a secondary wallet. Sorry, I got a knot of muscle in my neck. But anyways, the rekeying of the Zum account, I think, does the same thing, where it creates a secondary account and then ties it to the first as like a kind of like a multi-sig.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and you can shift funds from one to the other, just like you're transferring from one person to another person's wallet. But this system was so that if you know, it's that extra little, we'll call it paranoia, that like I even still have a hard time. If I pull open my Atomic Wallet app on my phone or computer and it's like, here's your keys, like, man, this is connected to the internet right now. Like, I really don't like this. Like, Ledger is at least an offline device where you can plug it into a standard wall charger, turn off your Bluetooth, and it's isolated from the internet. You don't even need to plug it into your computer to use and generate your first keys. So whenever I set up a Ledger device, I will always plug it into a phone charger plugged into the wall and create my new keys with zero Bluetooth, zero internet connection, no computer or cell phone, generate my keys, and then I will plug it into my computer for the first time. So always offline, and it sketches me the hell out whenever I'm using something, and no offense to Atomic or Trust for future potential partners. Hey, love you guys. But it sketches me the hell out when I am creating keys that touch the internet. They should not be touching the internet when they are being generated. And this allows a user to solve that issue. You use a dice to create them in the actual platform, and it's one step away from the internet, or one step in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm considering honestly just getting another Ledger and just like being 150% sure that I'm setting it up like that. And
honestly, you sleep better. When I did this and I got my first batch of 50 of my ArcPlate vaults, and like literally 8 of them were dedicated to family out of my prototypes. And I had all of my existing ledgers, and I gathered all my paper copies, 5 here and there, 1 buried in the backyard. I said, okay, I'm creating all new accounts. I've got everybody's ledger here. I created them all offline, and my phone charger plugged in over there into the pylon, or into the column. And I recorded 1 set of ArcPlates and like triple checked my numbers were correct. And I actually transferred all of my assets from my existing ledger accounts to my new ledger accounts, as even though I paid whatever, like 10 or 15 bucks for an ETH transaction times 15 different assets, you know, exactly. It costs a fair amount to move it over, but I am now I know exactly
It's
how many
worth
copies
sleeping
I've
at night.
had. I know exactly where those copies are. I know they are
Dude.
permanent. I have got like 300% certainty when it comes to my asset security. There is no longer any sleepless nights. There's no longer any, oh crap, did I throw away one of my pieces of paper or a duplicate? All the old keys don't matter. They're garbage. There's nothing left in those accounts. And I know I've got my ARC plates.
Yeah.
They are secure. Done. The problem is solved for the rest of my life because I never have to create a duplicate. I never have to write it down. I'm never going to lose that copy. I have a lifetime solution that is already complete. Done.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I don't even know what to say beyond like how amazing that is.
Yeah.
Now
It feels
not being
good.
here. We've actually rolled over the time by near about 15 minutes. Seems like Chris here or Big CJAD is actually holding the bid at 8,600. So I'll let it go for another 2 more minutes. If anybody wants to try to pull a sniper bid in the next little bit. Otherwise, yeah, it looks like Chris is going to take the bid at about 8,600 CSC. So you're actually, it looks like you'll be getting it at a pretty decent discount. Again, the proceeds are going towards the upcoming merch giveaway. So yeah, if anybody wants a last second chance to bid on the ARC plates here, they're $50 retail. And yeah, right now, let's see.
So what you can do, whoever the winner is of that can either contact Code Ward directly, or once it's announced, they'll write down your name. You can find me on Twitter, ARK_PLATE. Right there, find me there. And what I'll do is I'll grab your contact information direct. I will mail it direct to you. That way there's no extra shipping charges eating away at the at whatever's won from the auction. Okay.
Yeah, that works perfect. Actually, here I'll share something here quick, as this is the account that everything's managed through for the giveaway there. So I know Chris, I think he's donated to it before, but up on the screen here is the QR code along with the address. Once the bidding is closed in, we'll say just another minute here, if nobody else snipes the bid, then Chris takes it at 8,600 there. And yeah, so you can just use the QR code there, or you can reach out to me for payment. And then, yeah, just contact Dave from ArcPlate here, and he'll get you set up for sending that out to you, bud. So yeah, I just want to make sure here. And yeah, so just gonna check back here. Yeah, it looks like Jason, aka Redinjas, actually has one ordered. We've actually had a few come through, a few people messaging in chat saying that they've actually ordered one directly. So looks like, yeah, looks like you got a couple new customers coming through that way. So you probably have those orders taken care of later. And then, yeah, so just letting that wrap up there in the last couple seconds. But yeah, it looks like Chris is going to take the bid there at 8,600.
Perfect.
Good job, bud. So yeah, next up, I'm gonna hand the screen over to Tyler there, or Mr. Tboone, as he's got a couple keychains that we're going to be auctioning as well, which is the XRP Phoenix keychain.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 versions. There's the standard cutout, and then he's also got a new prototype version. This is, I believe, his new product launch, which is a stepped or offset.
Oh, it's a beauty. It's, oh man.
So pretty.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I don't remember if I talked about it on this stream or the last stream. It's kind of running together, but yeah, like this was Codeword's idea. He messaged me the other day and was like, "Hey man, like, you know, the XRP keychains are cool and everything, but we really need to have a Phoenix, like the Rise of the Phoenix one with like the XRP logo on there and everything." And I was like, dude, yeah, like that sounds awesome. And so he found a Phoenix clip art. He got the XRP logo, kind of put it together, made a little keychain design, sent it over to me. And then I was like, dude, that is dope as hell. So I took that design, mocked it up in CAD, and then just cleaned it up a little bit and then turned it into that right there. So we got I don't know how well it's showing up, but that's the Phoenix with the XRP logo. This is the cutout version. And we got, sorry, it's moving so much, but it's gold to purple fade. So 55 volt to 75 volt. So that's just an example, but there's all kinds of different options we can do with the colors. And I've got little diagrams on the site, on the listing, so that you can kind of specify more clearly what you want. And then, yeah, like as Dave was mentioning, this is the other version here. So and it's kind of hard to see, but there is a 3-dimensional effect to it. The Phoenix actually does step out. And so it, you know, it has this offset to it, and you can see it a lot better on the listing on the site. And you could use code words, affiliate link, if you wanted to order.
Hang on one second, Tyler. I'm going to take over the camera for a second just because I've got a close up on my phone there. Look at that.
That is beautiful. Actually,
Isn't it?
let me share my screen because I've actually got a nice little, here we go. So that should be.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it right there, man. And we realized that it's like, you know, this concept, because essentially that Phoenix was the Phoenix that was cut out of the keychain, right? So normally that would just go in the scrap bin or, you know, in the garbage, and like we wouldn't really use it for anything. But it's like we had this idea of like, okay, maybe we could offset it 30 thousandths and then laser weld it in the back so it's secure. Like that thing's not going anywhere. You know, it's literally fused to the other titanium.
Yeah.
So it is one piece, but it's just offset a little bit.
Well, it's got
And
that nice gap between it too. It's just like that little relief. It's not just the step. It is that where you can see sunlight through it. And
yeah. So we don't laser weld all the edge. It's just we tack it in a few places just so it's secure. But yeah, like you can definitely see the sunlight going through there, and then of course through the XRP logo that's still you know, cut through. But you know, because it's stepped off, I can anodize the whole thing like that blue color there, which is 85 volts in this case. Then I can sand off the anodizing from the Phoenix part because it's standing off, and I can isolate that. Then I can go through again, re-anodize a different color so long as it's a lower voltage than the background. So in this case, you know, gold to purple is 55 to 75 volts. So that's still below that 85 volt threshold. So, you know, we have all these different options that we can do with the colors, all kinds of different combinations. You could have a fade in the back if you wanted to. You can, as long as the lower voltage of the fade is still higher than the higher voltage of the fade on the front. I know it's kind of confusing, but I tried to explain it as good as I could in the description. But if you guys have questions about the colors or what's possible, you could always DM me. My handle on Twitter is what it is here on Zoom, Tboone _8, if you wanted to find me there. And I post all kinds of stuff. Like we're constantly making new things. So if you wanted to follow there and just kind of check out the, you know, even if you're not interested in buying something, you know, it's still fun to look at sometimes. So there's all that. But anyway, so what we were going to do for all the keychains that had this step up version, there's just going to be a $10 extra, you know, charge on top of, you know, what it normally would cost. So typically what we've been doing is, you know, the faded colors were a $10 upcharge from the original. So they would start at 25. This one's 35 for the fade like that. And then this one would be 45. So that's kind of what we're doing. But we're going to do the 50% off thing like Codeword had done for the other auction. So, and these two that I just showed you guys, these were the first ones ever made for this particular design. So, even though there are people like buying them on the store right now, like they're not going to get these. These are the auction ones. So the first ones ever made. And so they kind of have that like special, you know, aspect about them. So we'll start off at 20 or 50% retail and then go from there. And the proceeds again are going to go towards the giveaway. So
I don't mean to interject here. But there's a little bit of confusion in the stream here because I think basically announced that Chris ended up taking the bid for the arc plate there. But then we ended up having Everett here come in with the last second bid at 8,700. But
wow.
I kind of already like closed the bid. So it's, I don't know. I
think what's fair is fair. If you close the bids were closed.
That's exactly.
I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, it's unfortunate for the other gentleman who missed out, but you know,
there's always a risk with sniper bids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both.
well, that's it, and that's what I mean is like I think we called that about 7 minutes ago, and then
Yeah.
ever come in. So I did check and chat with Chris, but yeah, he's like, yeah, bid's over. But however, Everett, we are looking at, as we were just talking about bidding off the two keychains here. We have the standard cutout Phoenix, and then we have the stepped up version. So Tyler's going to take over here with that. As he said,
Okay.
we're going to set the bidding at 50% retail there.
Yeah.
Probably
So
start with the cutout, but yeah, I'll leave it in your hands there, sir.
all right, cool. Yeah. So whatever 35 divided by 2 is, I guess that's 16. Is it? What is that?
17 and a half.
17. And there you go. Math was a long time ago for me. So 17 and a half for that one. And I guess we could just start with that. I guess we'll do that by itself first, or do we want to do both? I don't know how we're going to do this. Like, I'm assuming we want to
has
have,
a good point of having a clock on the screen.
yeah, we'll do a countdown type thing. And I mean, it doesn't have to be a whole 15 minutes even. It could be closer to 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And just kind of speed it up a little bit and get through both of them. And I figure, I mean, maybe the same person can get both of them, or maybe it'll be two different people. But I think having the opportunity, dividing them up is,
I think doing two separate and giving two different people the opportunity. I think that's
Agreed.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. So yeah, like
I mean, while that starts, if we're kind of starting the clock, I was going to give a pump out to boonrings.com. I got them to manufacture some custom keychains. Boonrings.com. It's amazing. Limited edition here. I'm going to be giving those away one a month. But if you haven't gone to his site yet, it's breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. My only complaint about the entire thing is you got that crypto section way too low. So anybody who's looking for the crypto merch, make sure you go past all the pretty wings and then a bunch of other stuff and skip all the nice stuff. And then finally right down there, right near the bottom, it's the, oh yeah, we do crypto stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see that. Yeah. And I do need to change that. And I will get on that probably today, honestly. I was planning on, making so at the top of the site, we have the banners. It's like, check out our meteorite series, check out our superconductor, etc. Definitely going to do a crypto section for that. And I'll probably, because I need a new banner or a new cover photo on Twitter anyway, because right now it's only CasinoCoin stuff. And obviously we do a lot more than that now. So I'm thinking of having these keychains in there, maybe a couple rings, have a meteorite, like the meteorite spade.
I was thinking with how you've got you got each of your little squares, you got the ring and you got this and you got that, and they're all divided in this nice grid. If you have a bunch of squares, and then right along the bottom, one long banner that fits with the squares, crypto stuff. Like that would, because right now trying to throw in an extra square, you're just gonna have one little random one off. But that was banner right across.
That's true. That could definitely be possible. There's also the possibility of maybe combining a couple of the collections together. I think we have like pendants and we have earrings. It's like maybe just put them together in one and then have a crypto one, so it's not like adding in row. That's possible. There's also, again, the banner at the top of the screen. But yeah, like originally, I wanted to keep it kind of separate because I was like, I made a separate URL like boonrings.com/crypto, and I just have that in my description right now. So everyone that's following me, they click on that and they go straight to the crypto stuff. And then I wanted to have a place for it somewhere on the site, but I put it at the bottom because at first it was kind of an afterthought. It wasn't like, it was just kind of one of those things where we
Hey, Code, do you want to pull up the website and just like show off just those squares? Boonrings.com, and like it's just a breathtaking work. As soon as I saw it, it's like when Moon Day comes, I'm like, I already have the CAD program. It just so happens Tyler and I use the same CAD program, so I can just fire them off designs and like, here, I'll give you an extra couple hundred to custom make this ring for me. So
yeah, absolutely, I can bring that up. Was it under the crypto collection or
just the section of all the rings? He's got all the squares with each of the individual products. They already show that off. Just
got it.
It's beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. All right, here we go. So,
yep. So that's the new listing there for the Phoenix one. And the rest of the crypto stuff there. I also combined the keychain and the pendants now. So like, because I was having separate listings for pendants, and it's like that was getting too crowded. Like, we were getting to the point where we had multiple pages. And I'm like, if you want to, we were charging the same price for them anyway. It's just a drop down now. It's like keychain or pendant, and you pick. So the new listing there, it says keychain / pendant. I'm going to do that for all of them. So.
Well, it's same thing down at the bottom with all the washers you've got cut out there. It's variation 2 and variation 3 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm gonna clean all this up, make it a little bit easier to get through it all. But yeah, like the variation 1 and 2 in the medallion, like I hadn't even made one of those yet, so I didn't have. That's just a placeholder showing the color options. But like medallion 3, like that's something that someone ordered, and it's the double thickness 2-inch one. It looks really cool. I polished it and we anodized it blue, and man, that turned out really, really cool. So.
Seeing the video you posted on Twitter of the XRP medallion you made for me, that was awesome. Being able to see the process like start to finish. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, and I want to do more of that. I think, I think people really like to see just the process. And when I first was on Twitter and kind of was like, posting a video of the laser cutter going and posting a video of like whatever it was, people kept commenting on that. They were like, that's super cool, So, Code, do you have something?
Yeah, no worries. We got a couple questions coming in chat if bidding is live on the pendants there.
Yeah. So go ahead. Starting out at, what was it?
17.5 US, whatever that is.
US starting, and then going.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long are we setting the timer for here?
Do 5 minutes, and that way we can do both of them in a
5
relatively
minutes?
quick. Yeah.
All right.
So clock starting now. Get your bids in. So that'll be in this one again. This one is for this keychain here, the full cutout. Not the offset version, and it could be any color you want. So when the auction is over, if you're the winner, you can message me on Twitter. I got my tag here on my name on Zoom. So shoot me a message. We can figure out, the color you want. I could even show you the color. Like I'll send you a picture of it in the messenger, and it's like yay or nay. And then if it's not, I can just redo it. It's not like the end of the world. So yeah, and we can get exactly what you're looking for. Same thing with the other one. That one's probably a little bit more complicated because you could do a solid background and a fade at the top, or you could do all one color, or you could do 2 fades, whatever. So it's pretty wide open, and it'll be kind of cool too because no 2 of these are going to be exactly the same probably. Well, I guess they could be, but chances are it's like if you're ordering a custom fade from this voltage to this voltage and you want to do a solid color here, it's going to be totally unique. So, I mean,
so for the fade, just like to understand it, because I was trying to learn about it the other day. I was talking about how do you do it, and like, are you turning a potentiometer knob that you actually vary the voltage as you lift and lower it out of the solution?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So and it took me a while to get it. I mean, my dad here, he was teaching me how to do all the anodizing and stuff, and I was like first trying to do the rainbow fade, and it really, like, you have to match the speed that you're pulling it out of the solution with the knob.
Yeah. Well, I noticed even slight variations between them, thinking, okay, this isn't an automated process. This is hand done, and you can, which is awesome because everyone has its own little unique things. So back there, I guess your dad's name is Bruce.
Yes.
What do you think about all this stuff, Bruce?
It's great.
Yeah,
More titanium stuff.
Yeah.
What are you liking? Like, are you enjoying messing around with new designs? To give a 2-minute and 30-second input on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I started with bike parts, and we explored all kinds of avenues with bike parts, and then rings, including laser cut rings. We have some that have little knife blades and all kinds of silly stuff. And iris, as a matter of fact, I got one right there.
Perfect. Well, it's really good to see you guys both working together. I've worked with my dad up until now, so.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
On about 2 minutes left. It looks like we've only got like the one bid in the stream because things got a little wonky there.
Okay.
There is a little bit of a buffer there. Looks about 15 seconds. So Yeah, I guess Jason or Redinge is there, posted up as 20 XRP. That's about 6,500 CSC. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, that works. But
I think with the next one, we might need to
Well,
kind of
it's kind of the fancy one. Why don't we say like a 10-minute or 12-minute on it?
that works
Okay.
for me. Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm heading out at what time is it now? I've got 4:13. I'm leaving for golf at 4:30 when my buddy gets here. So you got 17 minutes or 15 left with me. So
Perfect.
Okay.
But yeah, it is kind of fun because like I think this, I was thinking of like, okay, what are some things that I can kind of add to the business that like I'm personally knowledgeable and passionate about, and crypto is certainly there because it's something I've been following for a hot minute, and to see it kind of really translating to real interest and real dollars coming in, I think that's really been a big deal, and I think. I think my dad's starting to really kind of understand, like to see that, oh, this could be a big part of like what we do in the future and stuff. And it's really exciting. And like,
it's not even just like product, it's also community. I'm sure, Bruce,
Yes.
you're seeing things like what we're doing today. It is really community driven. And of course that drives business.
Yep, for sure. So it's just really cool. And like, again, like I keep harping on this, but it's like, we're getting eyeballs on all of our other products that from people who would have never heard about us before because of the crypto community. And it's just so cool. So looks like we're right at the end here. So bidding is over for this one. So was it Jason was that the name or?
Yep, Jason or Redinge is there. So like, just want to clarify here because when I put the conversion, okay. Things are a little confused right now because there was a discussion of resetting the 5-minute timer to be 10 minutes.
Oh,
Is that what we're doing?
well, I was thinking the
5
10
more
minutes was going to be for the other one, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Why don't we just kind of call this one done and make sure it's because again, the fancier one's really gonna probably be the biggest attraction.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people are waiting on that one. I don't know, but we'll see.
All right. So it looks like Big CJ came in at the last second there again with a sniper bid. Like, dude needs to stop playing Call of Duty. Just pulled that 9100 CSC there at the last second.
That works.
Yeah. So, well, Chris, you know what to do there. This time, I apologize. We will definitely set this properly. We're going to set the timer, and that's it. At the end of the timer, that's what we're going for. So right now we are looking at here. I'll just stop sharing the screen for the moment, just so Tyler can pop that back up.
Oh yeah. So this is what we're bidding now. The Phoenix with the offset, different. You can anodize it a different color if you want to. And again, if you're the winner, DM me. We can get you exactly the color you want, and it'll be one of kind, super unique, really awesome stuff.
Here's another view of it on screen.
Yeah, it looks
taken
good.
over. Like,
yeah, it's hard to kind of see it on the on Zoom, I'm sure, but yeah, like
it's just gorgeous.
In person, I promise you'll love it. Also, we could, instead of a keychain, it could be a pendant, and we have on the listing on the site. There's we have the stainless steel 20-inch chain instead of the loop here, and my dad was wearing it. I took a picture of it outside, so it's the second picture on the listing. If you wanted to kind of see what it would look like as a pendant, get a good feel of the size and everything. So that's just an option if you want it, or it could just be a keychain, up to you. So.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to flip back over to the timer here.
Yep.
And in just a moment, when I hit start, that's when it starts. And so, yeah, just want to be clear. We're setting it for a 10-minute timer. This is for the step model. And I also, okay. So first and foremost, I'm hitting start now. You've got 10 minutes. Bidding starts now.
Yep.
Okay. Now, while that's running, I did want to clarify again, like all the proceeds from the auction here is going towards the giveaway, either towards merch or towards the promotion of it, the marketing budget. And so basically with that, I also wanted to say that with the 2 pendants here is actually, I'm going to be paying the shipping for those. So you don't have to worry about shipping. Again, let the bidding commence. This is for the step tier Phoenix that was just shown there. We can pop over and we can see the picture there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really looks cool. As you change the angle, the blue changes to purple.
Yep.
It's really cool.
That's why I ordered the electric blue and I got my little XRP medallion there. I could see it even in the video you showed me, just
Yeah. It's
twisting
really
in the
cool.
breeze a little. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like when we did the, I don't know if you guys saw in the audience or whatever, we did that XRP ring, and he ordered it so that the inside was green and then the outside was a fade from blue to green. And you know, so like at the bottom of the ring, the green matched all the way around to the inside. It was like the perfect match of the color. And then as you saw the side of it, it kind of transitioned to blue, but the transition is like really smooth, like too smooth. Like you don't even notice it changing color until it does. And it's hard to explain, but like it's really cool. And so I think that like you get to a point where you have a color that's like both colors at the same time, and it depends on how you look at it, what color it is. And that 85 volts is kind of right there where it's like purpley blue, but it has a really cool effect to it. So yeah.
Echo, do you want to flip back over to their website and go to their other stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
That way show off the rings and stuff. So I think it's just back one and scroll to the top of the page.
Yeah, you could also just hit that
Yeah,
works.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we go.
So they do a whole bunch of stuff here, from like meteorite stuff to stone settings, precious metals, even superconductor series, laser engraved, the meteorite, like the pendants and things, like so many awesome things available here. It's not just crypto merch. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And
Knife rings there.
yeah, the knife rings, believe it or not, those went viral like in 2013.
That was your video?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I
Saw
remember
that?
watching that. That was so friggin' cool. That's awesome that was you guys. I remember watching that.
There you go. Yeah, it's small world. But yeah, no, it was like Discovery Channel or something.
Discovery Channel, yeah, from Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, Discovery Canada came to the shop and filmed it. It was a whole thing. It was really cool. But the internet, it was weird. Like, I think someone on Reddit or something like posted about it, and then it went absolutely viral. We had like so many different
It was
bloggers,
huge.
magazines. The
everywhere.
man ring is what we called it, the man ring. And
Nice.
you know, it's just a ring with all these little multi-tools on it. And we used the laser, the same laser that makes these things.
Yeah,
Make those, you know.
that's
So
awesome.
it's just you know, it's kind of like we have the tools sitting on the floor. It's like, what else can we make with this that's valuable to people? And that's kind of what we're trying to always.
That's a
every
dollar
day.
cost average, those machine hours, man. If it's sitting there 8 hours not in use, then what's the point in having it?
Yeah, we've got
We
like
had to make that laser, as a matter of fact, from scratch.
Wow. So is it a
Us.
CO2 tube laser?
No, it's a fiber laser.
Oh, Jesus. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. It's the fun
so
stuff.
Fiber lasers usually have a bed that's 15 feet long, and it's like it couldn't fit in our space. And so it's like, you know, let's try and make this thing. So I had a Tormach machine with the machining center, and put a laser head on it, and there it is.
Yeah.
We have both rotary and flat XY.
Yeah.
So we can cut
but it's
rings.
in a super compact
Yeah.
space.
What kind of depth can you cut, like on titanium? Like how thick can you cut?
up to about a
Reasonably.
quarter inch?
Quarter inch. Yep.
Yep.
That's
So
that's some serious machinery right there.
it's pretty insane. And so
4,500 watts.
Yeah.
so, like,
Jesus.
the laser
Actually,
itself.
just one quick thing here. We're coming up about 5 minutes, halfway through, and as Chris mentioned, you know, give a little nod to the big buyer at the moment, which is currently Gambling Savant at 22.1.
Hey.
So
Nice.
yeah, if anybody wants to kind of get in there, that like it's moving. So current bid
had a
is,
feeling.
22.1K to Gambling Savant with.
Because
5
I didn't
minutes.
think it'd be fair if I bid on it, or I would have. So
I
Appreciate
hear you. I'm gonna buy one outright.
yeah,
because,
that's it. Yeah.
I don't feel right bidding on it because right now I'd be like, yo,
You're hosting.
25K. Like,
Because I'm lucky enough where I could just pull up the CAD program and design whatever I want and just say, here, make it. So
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's also too, like, what was really cool about that. I mean, you had sent the file. You're like, can you make this? It's like, yeah, sure. You know, and then that
10
day,
minutes later.
yeah, there we go. It's
yeah,
like,
we got
holy
a
crap,
part.
man.
Is this
Done.
what you mean? You know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like,
Perfect. Oh,
it's,
people are gonna love that giveaway. I mean, having something like like 13
I think-
pieces, but I'm obviously keeping one, but one a month for a year, 12 unique pieces that, like I said, if you guys want to make this design and sell them royalty free, go for it. It's just like that one color. Don't do it because this will be the one-time special Boone Rings giveaway. Done.
right.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That fate is off limits.
Yeah,
Don't-
exactly. Everything else, you guys can make it. Go for it. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, no, and I mean that's the kind of cool thing too, is like I can just go up in front of, you know, some channels and say, hey, like, you have a cool logo, like, can I make you some keychains? And, you know, 90% of them are probably gonna not answer or say no, but on the off chance that one of them's like, oh hell yeah, then like we'll do it and we can turn around quick. They look awesome, and yeah, it's like another,
What's
you know,
the downside of that?
they can make money, we can make money. It's just kind of one of those things. And then of course with crypto, most all cryptos have open source logos, but of course I want to be absolutely sure and get permission directly from the founders, which surprisingly we've been able to do, especially from Flair. I mean, from Hugo himself, I was messaging him and he was like, absolutely, please sell those. That's awesome. And so that really caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. I was trying to get answers from people. And so I'm like, I'll just message Hugo, damn it. You know, and then he answered, and like, here we are today. We've got the Flair and Songbird on the site. And so, and again, this is 2 months worth of time. So like, it's really cool to kind of just be able to do this. And also again, shout out to the CasinoCoin team for kind of allowing for us to do this here and kind of start with them, because again, it's not the fact that it's, you know, a laser cut piece of titanium that looks like a poker chip. It is CasinoCoin. You know, it's the branding of CasinoCoin that means something to people. It's all the hard work that the CasinoCoin team put into the project that gives it value and meaning. And they allowed us to use that branding, that logo, to make something for them. And they didn't even ask for royalties or anything. So
Well, I think part of the appeal is also it's tangible. You can't hold crypto. Yeah, you can hold your wallet or your phone or something, but the entire crypto world, there's nothing tangible. You can't hold it. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. And really what you're doing is giving them something to feel.
Yeah, 2-minute warning here. Just broke 2 minutes. Gambling Savant and Chris are in a bit of a bidding war. Chris
Wow.
at 24K, Gambling Savant coming back at 24.1. We got about 1:40 here, and Chris again now at 24.2. So, oh man.
If I remember correctly, Gambling Savant was bidding on the last giveaway, the Molten one, the Molten
Yeah.
or whatever we did, and he kept trying, and I think like, so I forget who won at the end of the day, but yeah, it was that was kind of cool to see that go through.
Oh, definitely.
He's like, I'm not gonna miss out on this one. So
Oh yeah, exactly. So anyway, so the 1-minute warning as per Chris's request, he's got the big bid right now at 24.2K. So
right, it's getting close.
and Gambling Savant at 24.3. So I'm gonna curb conversation at the moment and just narrate
Yeah,
this.
yeah, just okay.
So that right at the wire we can call it, because Chris is at 24.4.
Might be a photo finish.
Yeah, it might be. Like, we're at 45 seconds here. So, oh buddy, this is getting tight.
Gotta make sure you call it on the dot when that hits 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, no last, or you know, post.
Yeah, exactly. I messed that up, and I apologize to
No,
everybody.
it's fine. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. So anyways, 30 seconds and Chris at 24.4. Oh
I
man.
guess there's
this-
also probably a lag. So
Yeah.
to those guys, it's like if you do a sniper bid the last second, it's probably already over by then.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the next 15 seconds here because I might jump off like at any time here because I got somebody coming. I really appreciate
worries.
being on here. I've had a lot of fun with you guys today.
Absolutely.
This is great.
One quick sec. 5 seconds left. Chris with 24.8. 3, 2, 1, and bidding is closed. 24.
All right, Chris.
Chris.
There we
Wow.
go.
Man,
Perfect.
Wait, so did Chris get both of them? Is that what happened?
he took everything today.
Oh, he got the arc plates too.
He got the arc plate, he got the cutout Phoenix, and he got the
Reed.
like
High roller over here, casino coin style.
yeah.
That is funny. Well, at least, shipping will be a little bit cheaper. So there's that,
Yep. That's
That is
awesome.
funny. That is funny. Well,
Awesome.
cool.
All right. Well, I'm probably going to hop off here, guys. So Code, just get me the information of Chris there. Just fire it off over Twitter. I will mail my stuff directly to him and get that dealt with for you. Okay.
Dope.
Perfect.
David, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time coming out here. I'm sure we all learned a lot about security and are probably thinking about it a little different now, taking it more seriously. So
changes
shout out to
perspectives.
you, what you're doing.
All right, guys. I
definitely
really
so.
appreciate it. You guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I'm going to go golf for the first time in 2 years.
Oh man, have fun.
Nice,
fun.
have
Thanks.
fun, buddy.
Have a good one. Nice meeting everyone.
Yeah, see you, man.
Enjoy.
See ya.
Yeah,
Yes,
man, that was cool.
that
was
was
really
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, I have to give a huge apology to everybody for the first medallion. Like that kind of got like I was a little bit of confused myself, as that's why I was like, okay, do we like extend the timer, because like everybody was a little like as it started, and so
Oh,
I
okay.
think we
Yeah.
do need to be a bit more clear cut it like as we did
Okay.
with second, and that's what it ends up being. So
Well, hey, we're all learning here. We're all new to live streaming and stuff, so it's kind of taking
yeah,
it a day at a just failing and doing it better next time. That's just what it's all about. So
yep, true enough. And shout out to Chris, like he just took the whole pot there. So
hey, you
yeah.
saw an opportunity, man, and he capitalized. I can't
Hey,
fault
man,
him for
well,
that.
that's about it. So here, Chris, what I'll do is I'll share the screen here. So you got the QR code up on the screen. And so, yeah, send payment over, and yeah, that's
How cool is that, by the way? You just show a QR code. You don't need to rely on, PayPal, third party going, having them, with their back end and everything. It's like, it's a direct link. It's just an address, and it's a very straightforward here. And that's really cool when you can reduce the friction of payments like that. There's no way that this isn't the future of, our economy and, business. So that's just cool. And I think as time goes on, I think we're going to see more and more businesses starting to accept crypto and utilizing it as part of their model. And it's like you'll have a strategic, percentage of your treasury as a business that's going to be held in crypto assets. I already see companies doing that, and it's just a matter of time before everyone's doing that type of thing, I would imagine.
yeah.
So it is pretty cool to see. Just we're on the cusp of this massive transition, and I think the advantages are very clear cut. And
I agree completely. Like, there's so many benefits. There's so many like. I lack the words to properly convey. Like, it's
I know, right? Yeah. I mean, like we said earlier, it's like trying to explain the internet to somebody before it exists about how it's going to impact the world. It's like, okay, I'll see it when it happens, kind of thing. But then it's like, imagine today, us, like, again, like our website is the sole income stream for the business. If it wasn't for the internet, like, we don't even have a storefront. Like, it's just a
I
shop.
just realized, sorry, I might have to move it over from. I just realized that the QR code I'm showing is actually for my tip jar, not the giveaway account. So let me just double check, because if Chris sent it there, I'll move it over.
Yeah, you can just forward it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's not on Ethereum, or that'd be a $30 mistake right there.
Right? That's about it. So okay, so that's good. So yeah, Chris, this QR code. But either way, we'll contact her if worse comes worse. But yeah, like as I said, like either which one, if it goes to the my tip jar, I'll move it over. If it goes to this one, we're good. Either way.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
But something else that I was just thinking about earlier, I hadn't mentioned it on the other live stream, but it's like, I think that we're starting to see some interesting things happening. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the company Palantir, but they're, it's a company that like Kathy Wood with the ARK Invest fund is invested in, but it's like essentially a government contract type company. They do some stuff with AI and like software for enterprise and government applications. I'm not even sure exactly all that they do, but they're a very interesting company, and they just announced like a week or two ago that they bought $50 million worth of gold bars that they're going to hold. And they're also accepting gold as payments for their services. And it's like, okay, that's really interesting. You know, they're working with the CIA, they're working with the US military, they're working with some major entities here. And it's like, what do they know? You know, they are, you know, telling people, hey, you know, just saying like, we'll accept gold instead of the US dollar. Like, what does that tell you? You know, that's a big deal. And
that's huge.
yeah. And when also we're entering the age where you can tokenize real physical gold on the XRP ledger, as an example, and you know exactly how much you have, you can divide it up into little portions, you can teleport that value anywhere in the world instantly. Then all of a sudden we're going back to the gold standard in some capacity, where you have real backing to the currency and you have real value here that you're transferring around the world. And it's like, you know, you're not just trusting this private entity running our government, the Federal Reserve. You're not trusting them printing our money. You're trusting real gold, you know, and that's completely different. You know, that's something that can really change the world. And I think we're seeing things from like the IMF. They're talking about going back to a gold standard. You got Judy Shelton over here talking about gold standard all the time in a cryptocurrency kind of way. And I just really see that being the future of tokenizing gold, and then because right now it's like, yeah, you can hold physical gold and that's fine. It's going to hold its value, no problem. But what are you going to do with that? You know, what are you going to, you know, you go to the
rings.
Yeah, make rings. Yeah. But no, it's like you go to the gas station, you try to buy a Monster Energy drink. You're not going to take your gold coin with you. You're going to want to have a cryptocurrency like XRP, where you can divide up that gold coin into, you know,
a transactable medium of exchange.
Yeah. So I just definitely see that as where we're going. And it's like gold will still be here. It's been the store of value that is like the go-to for thousands and thousands of years. I don't see that changing, but I just see us evolving past like physical, you know, like where we have the physical bars that we like buy, like exchange, and it's just going to be represented on a blockchain that's trustless, and we'll be able to use that for payments and things like that. That's kind of anticipating and stuff. So I don't know, man, it's really kind of cool, but you know, we'll see where it goes.
It's definitely interesting. Sorry, I'm just running a quick calculation here.
You're fine. So yeah, and I also saw the other day, David Schwartz went onto this podcast. I am completely blanking on the name of it, but they were talking about, you know, federated side chains and some of the, you know, things like NFTs that are coming onto the XRP ledger, and how that's going to change, you know, the use case and the benefits of the crypto itself, and like what it's going to do. And it absolutely blew my mind listening to him, you know, because he's obviously super technical, very knowledgeable about cryptography. He's one of the best cryptographers in the world, from what I can tell anyway. And to hear him kind of explain to it, like he's great at explaining things in layman's terms, you know, while also not like diluting it too much, if that makes sense. I think he does a great job with that. And anyway, he was talking about NFTs, and it blew my mind when he was really explaining where NFTs are going. And I think he was still holding himself back, because obviously Ripple's getting into NFTs. They're buying, you know, portions of Mintable. They're definitely making their moves to position themselves for NFTs. But they're not, you know, out there saying, hey, this is exactly what our roadmap is and what our plans are, because that's, you know, a pretty stupid business mistake right there, when they're kind of just about to launch this kind of stuff. But to the best of to the extent that he was allowed to talk about it, he got into some details, man, and it was crazy. Like, just it's much more than just, you know, minting like a meme picture and like selling it for a ton of money. It's digital rights, you know what I mean? Like, it's intellectual property, and it's going to open the door to decentralizing, you know, art, and, you know, like artists, like musical artists and stuff like that. It's like you can put your songs out as NFTs and concert tickets out as NFTs and sell limited editions of things. It can be fungible at first to turn into non-fungible, like after the concert's over, and then you can sell the ticket that you bought to go to the concert for value because there's only a limited number of those. I mean, it's just like so crazy when you really think about all the possibilities of NFTs and stuff. And again, I think they're kind of misunderstood right now, maybe even possibly overvalued in some ways, because things just kind of bubble naturally. But it's definitely going to survive the pop whenever that does happen. I anticipate the bubble popping for NFTs, but they're still going to have use case and utility. And I think a lot of businesses are going to actually use NFTs for their, you know, actual business models going forward, especially when you can mint them for less than a penny on the XRP ledger, instead of like, because I have personally a whole line of artworks that I've made on Photoshop, you know, just, I don't know if I've posted anything about it on Twitter yet, but I have a whole brand for it. I tried to do something with it before, but I didn't really have a plan in place. I had too many things on my plate. I just kind of dropped it. But with NFTs, it's like, I could just I could mint those artworks out on Flare or XRP and have them out there. And that could just be kind of like an additional income stream, you know? It's like, it's just fun for me to do, especially if I could make money doing it, then it's more encouraging to spend the time making the artwork. And, you know, at that point, then it's like, there could be a line separate from it where those designs get put onto t-shirts and get put onto different like pieces of like physical, you know, print on demand type products, and that could become a store. But, you know, I think starting out as an NFT brand is probably the best move. And now that I'm kind of developing an audience on Twitter of crypto minded people, I think they would find value in that. Before, I didn't have that audience. I just kind of like threw it out there and didn't know what I was doing. So I'm excited, man. I don't know. I just kind of been rambling on about NFTs, but I just think, I don't know. Like, I think there's so much there. Yeah.
I'm on the fence with NFTs. Like, I see the value in it. Especially when it comes to actual value beyond just a JPEG or a GIF.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I've seen talks about it before, where you could basically issue like property rights or deeds or whatnot as an NFT, which is like, you know, and then as well, not even just that, I've gotten into the idea of basically patent ideas as an NFT, which then link back and give you royalties for the use of your idea.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, you know, that, I mean, maybe even like the US Patent Office could like utilize blockchain for storing all of the library of patents and stuff, and make it easier for people to view and observe and stuff. And like, it could be, you know, like, I mean, it's that's huge, absolutely huge. And also, domains are NFTs. Like, crypto domains are actually NFTs that you hold in a wallet. Like, I have boonrings.crypto. I've got tylerboone.wallet, tylerboone.crypto, liquivos. Like, I've got a lot of different things that I just have waiting on the sidelines, ready to go. It's like you know, $40 or less to just buy, you know, and then you never have to pay. Like, with domains, you pay yearly or even monthly just to have it like continue to like exist.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work like that with this.
Oh, dude, I've got a mint full of domains, and like every month or so, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a payment for this.
Yeah,
like,
dude, it adds up. It adds up a lot.
Oh yeah, especially like I've got a couple of them that are like, what is it, like $50-$60 a year, and it's like, you know, that comes out at the wrong time, and it's like, oh, I completely forgot about that.
Exactly. Yeah, those yearly payments will get you hard, man. Like, you forget you forget about it, and then it'll show up and it'll screw you. But what's really cool about it too is like, just being able to have the functionality of a blockchain domain where you can accept crypto through it and not even need to rely on a third party payment processor. I've said that like 100 times now, but it's so important. Like literally, like we've seen it happen in the last couple of years, and it's only getting worse. You have these woke companies that just decide, oh, you said something that I don't approve of, so I'm just gonna like discontinue your service. PayPal, like if you say something that is like racist or bigoted or whatever to their definition, then they will just cut you out of their service altogether. And
even Joel Katz, David Schwartz said the same thing. He was fighting with him for years to get his account.
100%. Yeah. So it's really mind blowing to me that you have these companies in the world today knowing damn well where we're going, because you can't tell me PayPal doesn't like know about crypto and where crypto is going and the impact it's going to have. And for them to, you know, essentially censor their own customers, their customers are going to find something else. Like there's going to be opportunities there, especially when you can just pull out a QR code and say, here, scan this and use your Sum wallet and pay me and literally in USD on the XRP ledger. Like you could do that today, and it's 1-to-1. So it's like, what's the risk involved in that? You know, it's not like you're, you know, it's just, it's crazy to me how you have these companies thinking that they're in a position like that to censor people right now. Like,
well, that's exactly it.
It's ridiculous.
And just on a little bit of a side note here, I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream here shortly. I gotta go like cook dinner for the little ones and whatnot.
That's fine.
But Chris actually just sent payment, and I realized like he basically stole the show today. He got the ARC plate, the Phoenix 1, Phoenix 2 for 40K CSC.
That's amazing.
Like,
That's like
even,
a fantastic
like if
deal.
I actually go back and I check it, like the ARC plate he won for the 8600, the Phoenix one, things got a little choppy there, was 6600, and then the Phoenix 2 ended up taking the show at 24.8, which actually broke like straight across the board 40K.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Well, congrats to Chris, man. I mean, he is out here. And, you know, I see, like, at first I was like, wow, look at this guy. Like, he's, you know, posting like 100 times a day about CasinoCoin, and like, he's not even on the team. Like, that's cool. You know, like, what is his story? I would
much
like
energy. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it too. It's infectious. It's contagious. And it kind of, it was like, you know, it's almost kind of like a friendly competition too. You know, you see the leaderboards or whatever of like how many hashtags.
Lunar Crush and all that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I used to be up on there a lot, and like I kind of dropped off the map when I started getting into XRP and other stuff and focusing on other things. But you know, it's like, okay, you know, I need to start using some more CasinoCoin hashtags, because again, it's like I'm invested in the project. It's like spreading awareness, the whole thing that we've been talking about this whole time. Yep. It's just kind of, it's just, why not? You know, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. Like, it's awesome, like the community and everything. And as you said, like to a degree, there's almost a competition with Lunar Crush ratings, but there's also like not even Lunar Crush. There's like just an unsaid competition between like the content creators like Chris Big CJ there, or like Spade Hodler or whatnot with his Marvel videos and all that. Like it's like everybody's trying to be like, you know, and
like look at what I do and look at what he does, and and it's funny because you know, like that Lord of the Rings one, I was dying when I saw that, dude. I was dying. That was amazing. Like, so well done. Hilarious.
I lost coffee out my nose. Like, I spat coffee out my nose, and I don't think I've ever actually had liquid come out my nose from laughing before.
And coffee, no less.
Oh, that burnt. But,
oh, geez. Wow. Well, hey, that says something about the meme. He needs to do more of those. But like, I saw that, and I didn't even have the sound on. It was just on my feed, and I was scrolling through, and then I saw the CasinoCoin ring pop up, and I was like, wait, what? And then I, of course, click on the video, started over and listened to it, and I was just in stitches, man. It was so
no doubt. Yeah, actually, Chris has just mentioned in chat, I guess Spade Hodler and Debo,
yeah.
They have a video showdown coming up.
man,
So
dude. We
that
need
could
to
be
have like a
some,
live reaction or something to it.
oh yeah. Well, that's exactly it. Like there's so many possibilities and things, like it's ridiculous.
Yep,
Like,
exactly. But dude, man, I know you got to probably wrap up, but this has really been fun. I know we do this like almost every week now, but I feel like this was the best streams, you know, like we've just, I don't know, the having quad jacks up on here and
oh, that was
Gambling Savant.
phenomenal. I think that blew a few people's minds. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
good.
not gonna lie, it kind of blew my mind when he was like, "Yeah, I'll come on." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Dude,
Yes.
I messaged him, was like, shoot my shot. I'm like, dude, like, hey, because you know, he's such a cool guy. Like, I was talking to him on Twitter. We were just having a conversation. He was talking about Vegas. He was talking about biking, and he was, you know, we're just having a conversation. And then, I was like, well, you know, we're doing these live streams tomorrow. I'm like, do you want to come on? He's like, solid maybe, dude. Like, I'll confirm it later. And apparently he confirmed it with you. And
Yeah.
here he was. It was awesome. And so,
Yeah, well, that's
yeah,
exactly it. We just, yeah, like when I talked to him, he raised a valid point. He wanted, like, you know, a conversation with us so that we didn't have like someone random coming in and like either heckling him or whatever the case, or asking the questions that he can't answer, you know,
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
or like, you know, asking a question that he can't answer and then giving him grief for not being able to answer, which I understand. Like, there's the
yeah,
things that can be said and can't be said, and like that's it. But like
yeah.
having him out, that was like, bro.
100%, dude. I would say that, I mean, for, you know, because he even said himself he was nervous coming onto a live stream. He's never done something like that before. And it's like, you know, there's something like, I think that live stream of just having him on there, I mean, people can go back and watch that part and just, and maybe we can make some clips of it, you know, 30, 60, 90-second clips and put them on Twitter, and just, you know, just like the juicy parts, and say, hey, you know, this is a clip from the live stream. Here's the link if you want to watch the rest of it, whatever. And I'll work on that too. And, but no, like,
We'll talk and we'll work together, because like I can basically rip the video down, and I use like I use Hit Film Express, and
Okay.
so I can chop it, use like edit what we need or whatnot, or
nice.
yeah. So
Yeah, that sounds good, man. And I feel like every stream we do, it kind of gets a little tighter, a little bit better. Like because I would watch the streams after the fact, and I was like, oh my God, is that really what I look like and what I'm doing? Like, I'm all over the map. I'm like moving around and like, you know, and
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things. It's like you kind of learn and you get a little better at it the next time. And it's not, you know, you're not fumbling around for words as much. And, you know, it's just, and I think like Quajax, when he came on there, like I said, he was a little bit nervous, but he did a killer job, and I think he eased the minds of people, and he was like, I am a real human being, believe it or not, like I exist, and here I am.
100%.
And I mean, him bringing up the thing about his car, you know, like getting the tags, and it's like, that's why he wasn't able to post that day or whatever. And it's like, nobody thinks about that. Like, he's a human being that has real issues going on in his life, and he's got things to take care of. And it's not just all about Casino Coin 100% of the time. Like, he's got to take care of things. And so that was really cool.
But he's got a life. He's got to worry about getting groceries, cooking for himself, tags for his car, you know, having meetings and doing things, and like making sure the wheel's greased. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, and also having Crypto Beast on here, and or I guess that was on Savant's stream. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, that was cool. And man, just the community, man, it's really awesome. So
Oh, definitely. And I like how that worked out as well. Like Gambling Savant had his stream go from 12 to 2, and then I was able to hop up mine, and people just kind of transitioned over, and it was just this like, it was like this conjoined community effort. And I think that like community, man,
I'm glad that all worked out, because I was a little worried that, oh no, like we're going to have, you know, a little squabble between Codeword and Gambling Savant competing for time or anything. And obviously that didn't happen at all. Both of y'all are stand-up guys. It's like, oh, you know, I'll move mine back. You'll cut yours out early, and like we'll just kind of have a continuous thing. It'll be like a Casino Coin marathon, and everybody will love it. And that's what happened. So yeah.
Top notch.
Cool,
But,
man. All right. Well, I don't know if you need to wrap up now or what, but
Yeah, I got to get to cooking dinner,
All right,
and
cool, man.
yeah, I
So-
had knew an issue there where like the front door was locked, but then girlfriend came home, but little man decided to open the door for her, and it's like, yo, dude, no, like even though that was mom you opened the door for, you do not open the door, sir, like that. No, no.
Oh yeah, no,
So,
yep.
yeah,
Well, it's good to teach them that kind of stuff early.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, like he's an awesome little dude. Like he's just like,
He's adorable, man.
oh yeah, like he's awesome, and like he's, I don't even know. Like,
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, get to cooking dinner. It's been great, man. I really enjoyed it. I love doing these little auctions. I think the community enjoys it too, and
yeah.
it's good. It's for a good cause. It's a great way to launch a product, and I think it's a win for everybody. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
send me the details of what I owe you for shipping. We'll get squared up there.
Cool.
And then, yeah, we definitely in future when we do these, we'll definitely structure it a bit better so that we have the timer set.
Yeah,
Rules
well,
are set. There is
yeah.
no, it's,
yeah, no question about it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So,
Excellent. All right, man. It's been a pleasure as always.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
talk to you later, brother.
Enjoy.
See ya.
Bye.